is amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vanderkrant in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vanderkrant in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green, green, green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to turns. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns for 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
This is amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostyn and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanner Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't committed, which is fair enough. Very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if we get a good line. God's just absolute. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV, and welcome in to the Wine & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series here for the Split 2 and Split 1 action out at round 6 of season 1 of 2025 here this evening for Snetterton Racing Circuit, where we'll have both of our Split 1 and Split commentator Hamish Munro joined as always by the wonderful Stephen Sinkovic alongside Sinker. We come into Snetterton. Last time we were here was for the SFLs earlier in the season in the heavy rain. Tonight we throw some Gen 3 supercars around it to really test these drivers that now pass the halfway point of the season. It should be an absolute ripper night.
Absolute ripper night. I tried to race this in the Super Formula Light, but I actually had a code brown. I thought, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm done. I didn't want to wreck anyone's race and pulled out. Not enough practice in the car. And it was a shame because I do like the track. The track is sensational. Great one there. A lot of different characteristics in it. Some straights, some nice big turns where you've got to balance your car coming through, and some really tough braking points. The first, well, it's more like the second corner, the hard right-hander, and then the end of that bottle opener in the middle there, which is discussed, and some fantastic opportunities to pass.
Yeah, I think there's probably mainly 2 or 3 major passing opportunities around here. Of course, turn 2, then down in towards turn 4, and then at the end of the back straight in towards that long, sort of very continuous right-hand section as well. At the moment, though, we are in qualifying, Sinker, and at the moment there's one man to beat in this series. It's this man, Jordan Mazzaroli. What a season he is having at the moment. He's put his car provisional pole position at this stage, a 1 minute 51.99 in qualifying. But this guy is showing some ripper pace ever since round 1, and he has been the hot favourite for this championship ever since he got that gold number next to his name.
Yeah, he's been doing exceptionally well. He's very consistent. Even on a bad day, he makes sure he maximises points out there. Stefan Lawrence in practice has been very fast. Only, I think it was 6/100ths behind him on pace. So it's still early in the qualies, or not really, halfway through. So a couple of the boys will be out there getting their final little bit of setup going, and hopefully we'll see some cracking times in the next few minutes.
I think we should do at this stage. We've got 21 cars with set times in the session. There are a couple who haven't just yet, including Chris Tomlin, John Van Ree, Scott Weston, who's in pit lane, Kurt Nommensen, Luke Powell, who's fresh to the series this evening, and Marty Hughes as well. New supercars look amazing. Hey, they are amazing. They are amazing. Kester Mack. As Hughes crosses the line, he goes P17 here in qualifying. But your top 10 at the moment reads with Jordan Mazzaroli leading the way, Sean Vandermeulen on the front row, Stefan Lawrence, Jacob Traynor, Dan Bartish, Michael Quash, Daniel Clutterbuck, Andrew Cow, Matt Feely, Alan Mazzaroli. Keep an eye on Sean Vandermeulen tonight. Sinker, the last time he raced here a few weeks ago in V8 Vets, he nearly took his very first win in a supercar. He was incredibly quick, finished on the podium. He'll be one to keep an eye on throughout this evening as well. We know that Stefan Lawrence has had some pace about him too, but it is going to be so tough to beat Mazzaroli, who's been the man on fire all season long. I mean, what way do you think these guys can get over him here tonight? Because it's going to be a tough task, but they need to start beating him if they want to put any sort of challenge in for this Split 2 title this season.
Look, you just got to stay behind him as close as possible, and don't let him get away. The thing has been at the moment is he's got away. He's had really good starts, and he's gone away and he's straight away gapped it, and then he's on his own in clean air, and he's got no one to worry about behind him, and that just gives him the ability to get on pace and go. Then the guys behind him are fighting for pace, and then they slow down, and that's the key. If you're going to get behind him, if you're second and third, use your brains, work together, try to catch him, then do the fighting. Because that's the problem so far. That's what I've seen as every round going. He gets away, The guys for second and third start fighting, and then he just tears it away at a massive rate because the other guys are fighting and their lap times are suffering.
Well, unless anyone can get into the 51s, it's going to look like no one can challenge Jordan Mazzaroli tonight. He goes even faster once again, a 51.75. So some pace to be found for Vandermeer and for Lawrence, as well as Traynor and Bartish not too far behind them as well.
There you go, Lawrence.
Yep. He goes
2/10 behind.
Yep, 151.98. One thing I think as well is, I mean, they're going to have to be cautious at turn one. It could very easily blow up on lap one. And they need to be cautious that they don't get caught out by anyone, you know, getting over zealous into turn one under brakes as well. So just hoping that they can try and get this thing done nice and cleanly here this evening. We are in for a sprint round this evening, Sinker, so a 20-minute race. And then I believe it's 2 20-minute races, if I'm not mistaken, since it is a sprint round.
Correct.
And then it'll be 2 20-minute races for split one as well later on. At this stage, I mean, qualifying's going to end at the 15 minutes. They have to finish a lap before then. Lawrence is going to try and get a move on and make the most out of this next run, seeing as the lap times are nearly 2 minutes. He's only got one more lap in him, relatively speaking, in qualifying.
Yeah.
So the next lap has to be it if he wants to put this thing on pole.
You want to be coming out and doing your warm-up now.
Yeah.
Get the car ready and then do your sprint.
So we can see him. He's just pulling over to let some other cars go. He's actually just towed back to pit, so he's going to try and have another crack, it seems.
Yep,
This time,
Ron
but
Allen
he
just
has to
got
get back
two
out
greens.
there, though. Yeah, Ron Allen.
He's looking good. So Alan Mazzaroli in 11th place, doing exceptionally well. He's looks like his new approach is working really well. Brett Anderson got himself a green. Cowie, second sector green. Mr. Taylor has been very quiet this season. We picked him as a front runner this season, and it's been a quiet one for him.
Yeah, I think that's
He's
come
been-
down to getting used to this car. He's been struggling in other series racing this car as well. It's not just this one. He's definitely struggling to find the pace, but I think the longer that it goes on, the more used to it he will get. I mean, you got to think about how long it took him to get used to the Gen 2 car before he was becoming, you know, a halfway season contender.
Was that a decade?
No,
Was it?
quite possibly. And at least 10 streaks down the road is what it took him to get up to pace.
Yeah.
But
We got Jamie and Shibby have popped in. Jamie, I don't know if you watched Sunday night, but we did a big shout out for your young girl being born, and congratulations to the family. I hope Mum's doing well. And Shibby's in there as well. Let's go Supercars. Go. Good to see you out there too, Shib.
it's good to see Shibby in the chat with us this evening as we're hitting 13 and a half minutes in qualifying. So Lawrence is not out on track. He's not going to set another time in qualifying. He is going to give in to the fact that Mazzaroli is provisional pole. Has Vandermeer got anything in his locker in his final run towards the finish line now? It doesn't look
Scotty
like
Weston's
it.
on a green.
Yeah, he is. I don't know if Weston's going to have the pace, though, to match Mazzaroli. Just based on previous season performances, we know that Weston's been good fighting through the field, but he hasn't been able to match that qualifying pace, being that it is a relatively early start for him for qualifying. Of course, 4:30 in the afternoon qualifying start for those Western Australians. We also want to, as well, give out our thoughts and our hopes that everyone is staying safe thanks to the cyclone up in Queensland at the moment, and hopefully everyone is staying safe up there.
What have they named it? They called it Cyclone Kylie, yeah?
No, I'm pretty sure it's. I saw it it before.
No, that's my wife.
No, fair enough. No, it's where is it? I saw it the other day. Cyclone Alfie. Cyclone Alfie is what it's called.
Cyclone
So
Alfie, that's it.
hopefully all of our
She corrected me.
Queensland.
Oh, Scotty Weston got himself into 9, so into the top 10, which is really good. We will be
pretty
getting
good.
a top 10 shootout in a couple of weeks' time, so get ready for that, peeps.
Yeah, of course, the workings around how that's going to pan out for split 1 and split 2.
We've pretty much got it organised, but we'll Barbs will release it in the coming days, so everyone knows what the plan is. So it should be pretty cool. It should be a fun last hurrah for season 1. There it goes. It just
Qualifying
dropped. The
comes to
hammer
an end.
dropped.
They did, yep, just like a judge. Shivy's asking when you're running a viewers comp to win some new pedals.
Keep your ears open, Ship, because there could be some on the horizon, mate.
Starting grid, though, for tonight's first race of 2 for split 2. will be Jordan Mazzaroli on pole position ahead of Stefan Lawrence in P2. Sean Vandermill and Jacob Traynor on the second row with Dan Bartish and Luke Powell for your top 6. Andrew Cowan, Michael Quash, Daniel Clutterbuck, Scotty Weston for the top 10, with Marty Hughes and Matt Feely lining up in behind them. Alan Mazzaroli, Ron Allen will line up ahead of Jeff Arnold and Brett Taylor for your top 16, with Travis Nielsen, Kurt Nommensen, Jordan Ferguson and Callan Hodgkinson your top 20. John Van Ree, Brad Anderson, Martin Lipsky, Greg Leake will line up for the top 24 positions as we move back to Greg Johnston, Chris Tomlin and Corey Brand at the end of the field. Everyone got a qualifying time in qualifying there, Sinker. And for Mazzaroli, it's another pole award next to his name, and it's another chance to gain some more points on this entire field this season. But Lawrence is hungry for a win. He wants another one, and he's hungry to gain some more points back over Jordan Mazzaroli. Vandermeulen, he wants his first win. Traynor wants his first win. Bartish wants a win as well. So, you know, it's all on the line for them tonight. And if it all blows up, keep an eye on Andrew Cowan, because he's been the silent achiever in this championship battle. He sits in that top 3 of the title race after a solid performance the last couple of weeks in the Supercar. And Cowie is back into championship contending positioning at this stage. He sits 34 points behind Mazzaroli and 10 points adrift of Lawrence. Vandermeulen's in that championship fight as well. Pretty much all of our contenders are in the top 10, Sinker.
It's close. It's very close. And it's good to see. Now, I'm still wanting to know whether the fallacy that we've heard that your tyres stay warmer if you come out the last few seconds or not, whether they if there's a big degrading in heat drop. We'll have to find out. I'll have to speak to one of the Split 1 boys and see what they say.
Yeah, we'll see how they feel as we await for lights to go up. We're just waiting for a couple of drivers to join the grid, including our pole sitter Mazzaroli, as well as Taylor Hodgkinson as well, as Taylor now joins the
camera is on 11th place, Marty Hughes, for their second drop. So we've got pretty much everything covered, viewers. If there's someone you want to see out there's someone that you're following, please let us know. Please also hit that damn like button. Also subscribe and get the notifications going, and please join us every week and share the news. Tell everyone to come out and watch these awesome guys race.
So now we're just awaiting Callan Hodgkinson to join the grid. Mazzaroli is now there, waiting for race start here this evening. It's about 30 odd, or only about 5 seconds. So Hodgkinson's got to get a move on unless he plans to start from pit lane. He's joined the grid at the very last moment. So we await lights to go up and to go racing at Snetterton. Sprint action to come your way. 2 20-minute races in the Supercars. 1, 2, big jump start from Bartish and Powell in the background. We're underway, but those those are going to be drive-through penalties for those drivers when they have to come around. But what a start from Lawrence, who rockets off the line past Traynor and Mazzaroli, straight into the lead for Stefan Lawrence off the race start. But the jump start for Powell and for Bartish, that's going to cost them, namely for Bartish, who's in the top 10 of the championship.
Well.
Possibly, yes. As Ron Allen's had a moment down at turn 2. He's off the road in the M1 racing car, so a horrid start for that team tonight as Leakey goes round as well. So Lawrence rocketed off that race start, Singer. We'll get some replays happening at the end of lap 1, and we'll suss up that start from Lawrence as well as any incidents that may occur.
These guys are, tell you what, even from the back, they're nice and clean. Everyone's picking their moments already.
Apparently Cowie jumped as well, according to Dodsey, so we'll have to check that one out when we watch back the race start, just to see anyone that may have jumped. But for Lawrence, this has been an immense race start as he leads the way down the back straight here of Snetterton up towards the bumhole section. Sinker's doing some magic there on his screen.
Sorry, didn't I head me up? I was getting ready for the grid jump up.
I was going to say, I was hoping you were going to be live, because I was just going to pull it straight up with a click of a button. It's fine, though. We can do that once the lap 1 ends. But Lawrence goes through Bombholt and leads them up towards the final corner of the Snetterton circuit. This was the green flag start for some drivers. So there is. Do you see that? So there was some jump starts with. Actually, let's just go back there because we kind of missed it. So let's try and get a better view of this. We'll go half speed off this start. So just watch. Watch Cowie. There's the jump starts from Cowie, Bartish, and Powell inside of the top 10. I didn't see anything about Jeff Arnold, but those three definitely jumped. But, man, what a start it was for Stefan Lawrence off the line. This was incredible. On board with him. Just quickly. I hope you're back to live singer because I'm about to put the double screen. No, you're not. There it is there.
Yeah.
What a start. He got that thing planted to absolute perfection off the line, did Lawrence. So, a couple of penalties.
He did a great job. And he's doing a great job at the moment. He's got 8/10 on Jordan at the moment. 232 has got incident responsibility. Travis Nielsen for lap 1.
I would say
so he'll be getting a drive through for that.
Allen or maybe Greg Johnston, because there was a couple of others involved as well. Still on Marty Hughes at the moment on the other screen, so we'll drag that up. We'll have a quick gander. So Johnston had this incident. So he had some drivers around him. So what's happened to Johnston? Well,
oh, he's got a bit of light from behind
yeah,
there. Looks like
he had a half slide.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. It's an unfortunate moment there, though, for Jono. Exactly right, Tyson?
Yeah. That'll be racing.
Yep, would be racing as Jono's had another incident and tried to keep it going. But Lawrence leads the way to Jordan Mazzaroli. Exactly right, Tyson. Everyone in Brisbane and the surrounding areas, please stay safe. We hope that you can return to the sim with us soon and that nothing untoward happens towards you as well, and that everyone out there is staying safe in these treacherous conditions for them up with Cyclone Alfie Sinker. So luckily for us, we haven't got a cyclone on track tonight, but it is definitely a very real thing, and hopefully they are staying safe out there.
Yeah, 100%. Great little battles front and back as well. Matty Feely's the cork in the bottle at the moment with Callum Hodgkinson, Brett Taylor, Kurt Newmanson as well. So they're having a great little battle across the back there. And up the front, we've got Mazzaroli slowly catching up. He's got it down to 5/10, starting to put the pressure on. And let's see how Steph Lawrence can take it. Jordan has just done a 152.164 as the fastest lap so far.
Yeah, so there'll need to be some work to do for Stefan Lawrence at this stage. He needs to try and, well, this is really now going to test that defensive prowess of him, isn't it, Singer? It's going to test how well he can defend against Mazzaroli, because you have a feeling, based on the pace that Jordan's shown, if he gets past Stefan, it would have, that amazing start of Lawrence's would all be for nothing, because it would mean that, Mazzaroli could run away with this thing, knowing how good Stefan is, knowing how good Jordan is. Jordan's shown the pace tonight in practice and qualifying, and Lawrence needs to now make the most of that incredible race start that he had and try and keep this thing in front of Mazzaroli for the whole race. He's only got to hold him off for another 15 odd minutes, so it seems like a long time, but being that these are nearly 2-minute lap times, you cut that down, he only has to hold him off for 7 or 8 laps.
Yeah, 100%. We're already at the 6-minute mark, so it's going to be a nice fight to the end. Elbows out, nice bit of grinding and bumping here and there, making sure the track is as small as possible. And the boys in the back of the field are...
It is an easy track to defend against, to be fair, Singer. It's a very easy track to defend against, because there's only 3 spots.
You can take a shallow line in.
Exactly,
yeah. We've had 60 kilometres of gusts for the last 4 days, so stay inside, practice on the sims.
Perfect way to do it, if you ask me.
You
know the wind's strong when you're struggling to pull the back door closed. That's when you know it's a bit strong.
This is true.
As Ron Allen is off the road. And I believe Brad Anderson has also traversed off the road too. So both these guys have had a bit of a coming together, it seems, down at the back of the field. So what has happened down at turn 1?
Allen's on the inside.
Oh, did he locked up?
He's just locked it up to miss Brad, but Brad's probably gone out wide to avoid him at the same time.
Yeah, I think he's hit
so bit of racing, which is all right. That's what it is. It is.
It's a bit of racing, happens on board. with Allen on this one. So you see there, locks it up, tries to make, just can't make the corner. The thing does not want to turn. And unfortunately, Brad Anderson, a wounded soldier in that one, nowhere to go. So he has to now continue on. But the fight at the front continues for Lawrence and Mazzaroli. This battle has really been cooking up for us all throughout this race. And for Lawrence, he's under immense pressure with Mazzaroli hot on his heels. But Jordan will know he doesn't need the race win necessarily, Sinky. He can give up these, couple of points in this race and not risk dropping, P2.
He doesn't have to do anything.
Thinking about championship, he doesn't need to beat Stefan right now. So he can give up these, these 2 points that he'll lose in this race. Easily give them up and take it back in the next one.
A living legend doing extremely well down in the bottom screen. Callum's just swapped places with Matty Feely, but Brett Taylor is putting pressure on Matty Feely. This could be Brett Taylor coming back into some form, hopefully.
We know that he's the master of the last half of the season comeback, Sinker. He's definitely, he definitely plays his finals in September, we'll say, for Brett Taylor. It's unfortunate if he's finishing, 13th on the ladder or 9th on the ladder. He's not making the finals, but still, it's good to see that he does find some form, the more he drives them. But I do think the more that he drives this car, because realistically everyone is on the same history in this car. They've had it the same amount of time. Car 132 just quickly drive through penalty contact lap 4 turn 1. That's Ron Allen. Fortunately, his night goes from bad to worse.
Quashi and Scotty Weston having a great little ding-dong, mate. They've just swapped places twice in the last few seconds.
Oh, they are having a good little ding-dong just in behind Jeff Arnold. So it appears that Arnold did not jump the start, Sinker, as he's not come through the lane tonight at all. And we don't expect any pit stops, being that it's 2 20-minute races. These cars should make it the whole way. And maybe something interesting in future to add to Tuesday's Sinker for sprint rounds, seeing as they're 2 20-minute races and they don't need to stop, is maybe a compulsory stop where they can come in and decide if they want to take tyres or start with a bit less fuel and get some fuel in.
Mr. Allen has got himself a drive-through penalty. Car 132.
Yeah. We just said that before. That was with the contact with Mr. Anderson at turn 1.
Yep. It was just confirmed again.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ron didn't take the blue pill for Mr. Anderson there, and he made contact. So at this stage, this battle's continuing to heat up with Scotty Weston and Michael Quash. They've got the battle on your screen trying to chase them down. Callan Hodgkinson, Matt Feely, Brett Taylor, Kurt Nommensen as well. As Weston just enters in towards turn 1. At the front of the field, Lawrence still leads to Mazzaroli. We're halfway through this race, 10 minutes in, lap 6, so we should get to roughly 12 or 13 laps. So Lawrence has only got to defend for 6 more laps or so.
Locked up by Feely.
Oh, that was a big lock up from Feely and a big loss too. Drops to Taylor and Nommensen.
Both.
Yep. And they need to be careful because they've got Jordan Ferguson encroaching on them now as well, starting to chase them down. As we've got Laura Anderson in the chat with us. Good evening to you, Laura.
Good evening, Laura.
Commiserations to Brad, unfortunately, who got hit before and taken off track at turn 1. But great to have you in the chat with us.
He lives to fight another day. Tell you what, some close battles going on. No more than what Jordan's doing. Jordan and Stefan are having a great little battle there. He's just sitting in the 4/10 sort of gap at the moment, but it's really Taylor is just past Collins. Colin
Callan Hodgkinson.
That's a one.
So Mazzaroli's still hot on the heels here of Stefan Lawrence through Bombhole. And in this battle, this is intensifying. There's Hodgkinson's view of the back of Taylor.
Yeah, that's getting really close.
This is the one I wanted, though. Nommensen, who can see both of them in front of him, and he can taste the position as well. Of course, driver's eye view, get the movement of the head as well.
They're all in 3/10 at the moment. All 4 of those 3/10.
It's ridiculous how close they can be in this sort of a battle.
The rest of the lads have gapped out a little bit. Looks like everyone's sitting in a position, but I guess the key thing is going to be Brett Taylor. If he maintains this position, will be starting on pole for the reverse top 10.
He will be. Do we finally see the Brett Taylor podium? Do we finally see it tonight, Sinker? As Weston gets past Arnold, who runs it wide at turn 1.
Whoa, that was so close. It was nearly a rear end there by Normanson as well. That was very, very, very tight across all four. Oh,
Arnold struggling out there. As he has now Michael Quash hot on his heels. Further up the road, Lawrence and Mazzaroli still continue on. So it appears that Jordan may be just sitting back for now and waiting for a late charge further into this race. They've got Traynor.
He's a lot closer now.
He is indeed.
He was sitting in the 4/10. He sort of brought it up to, he's drifting between 3 to 4/10 up there. So he's probably going to have a crack at it at some point. Why not? He's got 7 minutes to go. So that's literally 3.5 laps. We'll probably get 4 laps left.
And some phenomenal battling all night on board with Brett Taylor, with Callan Hodgkinson just in behind Brett on provisional pole for race number 2 this evening for split 2. Callan would love to get that provisional pole. If you recall back to Indianapolis, where Callan took his last win in SRW, it was his first win in the Gen 3 car only a few rounds ago, and Callan would love to get back to winning ways for Blackout OPR.
Archie and Arnold are back at it again.
Yeah, they're still going at it. They're going left and right here.
Yeah, having a great little ding dong there.
869.
Oh, he's trying to take the wider line. It's not quite working for him. I think he doesn't know where to pass him at this point. He's been watching him for a while now.
This track is, you have some great passing opportunities here, but it's so easy to defend here, which makes it so hard to make those overtakes.
You've got to be right up there, Clucker, to make the move.
It's a maximise run sort of a circuit. You have to maximise those runs if you can. Otherwise, you're just going to be nowhere.
I'm just going to switch to Brett Taylor down the bottom there, because Callum is pushing him like crazy.
Oh, speaking of Callan, he spun around.
Oh, just as we said it, he was pushing him for the last lap like crazy, and he's just lost the rear end on it.
Oh, he realised he was too late on the brakes, ran it wide. Oh, nothing Taylor could do. He just had to hope and pray that Cal put the foot into it and spun it round.
Yeah, that was, well, lucky for Brett Taylor. He maintains his pole position at the moment, which is pretty cool.
That probably worked out in Brett's favour of the fact of Callan not holding brakes on the spin, because if he'd held brakes, the car would have parked and Brett unfortunately would have hit him, which then would have cost him. So it was actually, that was one of those rare moments where Callan keeping it pegged on the throttle to get the rear around and then hold his brakes. That was the better strategy there from Cal, so that was good to see. That worked out for both of them. This battle at the front though has still been going on for the last 5 minutes. 5 minutes to go. Lawrence Mazzaroli front 2 in this battle tonight. Lawrence will look to pip Andrew Cowan for P2 in the championship after this race. Cowan is P17 on the road. Lawrence is P1. So Cowan is giving up 34 points. So Lawrence is well and truly going to be P2 in the title race after race 1 this evening. He will gain 2 points over Mazzaroli, who wants to send it up the inside, but a massive lock-up under brakes gets it real squirrely. That was so lucky to pull it up from Mazzaroli. He's hungry for the position, hungry to get the job done, and he can taste P1. He can taste that champagne that he's had a sip of nearly every single round all season long, Sinker. And you know what? The simulated champagne tastes that little bit better when you finish in P1 compared to P2 or P3. But, you know, for Lawrence,
his rear end's starting to get loose, there. The last few corners. There's been a readdress required by 919 Kurt Norman. I'm not sure to who. I think it might be to Feely.
Maybe.
For an incident there. But I've got Sean Vandermeulen on screen there chasing down Jacob Traynor for the final podium position. So they've...
just confirmed Feely had to redress to 919. So Feely
redressed
for that one.
Yeah. And he's been putting the pressure on Vandermeulen, just slowly getting closer and closer. So now we've got 2 fights, top screen for the top 2 steps, and then the final position with Jacob Traynor and Sean Vandermeulen.
The last 5 laps, Sinker, Lawrence has gone faster 2 times. Mazzaroli's gone faster on 3 occasions. So they're matching similar pace, but Lawrence has started to put the foot down. I think This lap, Lawrence should go faster again thanks to the mistake at turn 2 from Mazzaroli under brakes. But aside from that, they are incredibly even. And this is going to be
3 minutes left.
Yeah, it's going to be a super tight knit battle.
Two laps.
Super
This should
tight
be
knit.
the white flag coming up now.
The next lap should be white flag as they
Okay.
cross the line. Mazzaroli goes faster. Actually, I was wrong. So Mazzaroli had gone faster twice over. Lawrence had been faster 3 times. And now it's
Look
flipped.
at that. Less than 2/100ths
It's
in
ridiculous.
difference in pace.
It's ridiculous.
That is so close.
How close they are. But Mazzaroli,
Yeah.
I'd say he's played the patient game. He saved his tyres. He waited. He sat there the whole
Vandermeulen.
time.
Vandermeulen's having a great sniff there.
Will we maybe see in race 2 a Sean Vandermeulen win? Could we maybe see that?
We do have the front row will be Brett Taylor and Jeff Arnold.
At the moment, yeah.
Michael Quash, Scotty Weston second, Marty Hughes, Daniel Clark up third row. Fourth row, Vandermeulen and Trainer, and fifth row will be Mazzaroli Lawrence at this point.
At this stage, but anything can change in a heartbeat, Sinko. We know this from
We've seen it
from
many a time
experience.
before.
I mean, anything can happen. As Cowie and Bartish are battling further back in the field, but this one we want to keep an eye on at the front because it's the battle
Alan
for the
Mazzaroli
win.
just lost a position to Callum Hodgkinson on his way back after his spin.
Yep.
Luke Powell down Bartouche. Luke Powell is like one. Well, he's ahead now of Dan
They're
Bartouche.
going back and forth here in this little battle.
Yeah.
There's the other one with Bartish and Powell as well. But one more lap to go when they cross the line for Mazzaroli and Lawrence. Lawrence has had to hold on to this position over the last sort of 15 minutes or so. And now Mazzaroli is on the attack. It's a one-lap dash for Jordan Mazzaroli to try and get this car into P1 once again and take another win this season to extend his championship lead. He has only given up 2 points at this stage of the race to now P2 if he finishes where he is Stefan Lawrence, who's now only getting 32 points gained over Andrew Cowan, but still, points are points, and he's only got a 10-point gap. So
And it's going to be a great championship fight all the way to the last round.
It will indeed. So through turn, that rear is getting so loose on Jordan's car.
Yeah, but so did Mazzaroli too. Did you see Mazzaroli's
That's what I
nose nearly
meant.
went onto the grass?
That's what I meant. Jordan's car then so loose on those rears. He's pushing this thing to its absolute maximum at this stage.
Yeah. I think he mentioned last week he's at some points he's having issues sometimes getting the car to turn in, and that probably would have been one of the points. He put the foot down a bit harder. Look at the front end slide down. Did you see it?
Yeah. He's like the rear. I mean, that's how you get pace out of this car, is riding those rears as hard as possible. But it's having that balance of throttle input to try and ride the rears, but actually carry the pace through corners, almost like you're kind of getting ready to drift the car, but not quite drifting it yet. Cars 919 and car 4, lap 10, turn 6, no further actions. That's between Kurt Nommensen and Alan Mazzaroli. As we run down the back straight for Stefan Lawrence, 0.4 of a gap, 0.4 of a second of a gap between him and Mazzaroli. I don't think Jordan can do it. I don't think Jordan can do it because there isn't another opportunity now where he can easily get this done.
Let me answer that question after the end of this race, BG.
As Lawrence leads round through Bomb Hole and up towards the final corner of the Snetterton 300 circuit. It's been a phenomenal race for Stefan Lawrence. He started it by rocketing this car off the line straight into the lead and down towards the line. He led every single lap, and Stefan Lawrence goes perfect in race 1 to take victory over championship leader Jordan Mazzaroli. Stefan will also claim P2 in the title race now as Traynor gets across the line ahead of Vandermeulen for P3. Clutters inside your top 5. Marty Hughes, Scott Weston, Michael Quash, Jeff Arnold, and this man, Brett Taylor, looks to cross the line P10, but crucially, Sinker, provisional pole position for race 2.
Oh, that is great. Great work there by Mr. Taylor. Oh, where did my timing tower just go? It just disappeared. Well, there you go. The best to you guys in Queensland. Yep. Yeah, we're all got our hearts on our sleeves tonight, mate. Hoping everyone up there is doing well. I've seen the forecast. The wife's watching it because she's working tonight. And it's not pretty, let me tell you.
It was a late move for a position from Ron Allen after a moment for Corey Brand just at the back of the track. Sinker as they all come towards the line, but what a race from Lawrence. I mean, he started this thing absolute perfection off the start line, rocketed this thing straight into P1 and got P1 before even turn 1. So
Well,
an
he
incredible
answered your
run.
question. What's it take to beat Mazzaroli? Get a good start, get in front of him, and battle him all the way.
Yep, and have it at a track where you can defend pretty easily. This is one of those places, but it works out well.
Great
these
work out there.
drivers.
So Stephen Lawrence first, Jordan Mazzaroli second, Jacob Trainer from Team SRW Motorsport in third. Well done, Jacob. Starting to get a bit more consistent, which is really, really good. BG86, we have spoken since day dot. We've always wanted to have a state of origin, but we wanted to have New South Wales, Queensland, and have a bit of a no blue flag race. So it's about getting as many of your own state cars up in the top 10. The one of the most in the top 10 wins it. That's sort of around the basis of what we worked it. But we haven't had the chance to do it yet. Maybe one day soon. Who knows?
So provisional race results for race 1 on your screen now. It was Stefan Lawrence to Jordan Mazzaroli, Jacob Traynor on the podium, Sean Vandermill and Daniel Clutterbuck, the top 5, Marty Hughes, Scott Weston, Michael Quash, Jeff Arnold, Brett Taylor. Those top 10 will reverse for the grid of race 2. With Jordan Ferguson just missing out on the top 10 with Kurt Nommensen, Matt Feely, Callan Hodgkinson, Luke Powell, the top 15, Andrew Cowan, Dan Bartish, P16 and 17, Alan Mazzaroli, Martin Lipsky, Chris Tomlin, Travis Nielsen, John Van Ree, Ron Allen, Corey Brand, Brad Anderson, Greg Johnston, and Greg Leake at the back end of the field.
Excellent work out there. Excellent work. I hope you guys out there are all enjoying the fantastic race, and it won't take long for them to get up there. There's a 3-minute warm-up lap, and then we'll pretty much get straight into it. The boys are going to come out for some final adjustments. No rain on the forecast, I can see, mate. Only in Queensland.
I don't know why that thing is at the top of the screen. Let me try and fix that.
What thing, mate?
The red lines at the top of the screen from the
Oh.
results. It's kind of just chilling there at the top of the screen. So let me just see why that's hanging out there. I don't know why.
It's just chilling the beans.
Let's just do this, see if it fixes it. Apparently not. Full reload incoming.
These boys are... Sean Vandermeulen's out there having a great warm-up, getting the bugs out of it, because he's got himself a good position to be into. He'll be in, I think it was 4th, so he'll start in 6th place. So 3rd row down, and if he can get a good start out of this and avoid some carnage early, he can get himself in a really good position.
He can indeed. I mean, we know he's got some good pace. It's whether he can stay ahead of Lawrence and Mazzaroli. What I think Lawrence has to do is he has to try and match that start that he had in the last race in this one, and just try and get that thing
He's
forward
got to
as best
stay
he
out of
can.
trouble. Those first few corners, that's going to be the key. If you can do that and then start chucking down some good laps and put the pressure on Jordan, make sure Jordan doesn't get past him no matter what happens. Do a step and point your car to the right and just go straight in front of him. It's all gone. Looks good, mate. If you're out there, you want to see someone out there, please let us know. Crosby was out there running in wets unknowingly. Here's a good pro plumbing supplies spot there for us. Well, where are we with the timer? The warm-up has lapsed. All the drivers have disappeared, so they'll be all starting to come out now and get ready to rock and roll for this final heat with a 20-minute sprint. Reverse top 10. It's going to be interesting to see how Stefan Lawrence and Jordan Mazzaroli go. Mazzaroli's actually in front of him based on the finish, but like you said, the start's going to be key.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be absolute key for them in this one. Okay, why is that now not working?
I've got my camera on Mazzaroli. So we'll have the back end fight and the front end fight at the same time. So viewers, again, I'll keep reminding you, I like to see John Van Rees' car. Oh, there, Mr. Van Rees. He's sitting, where is he sitting at the moment?
Further back in the field. I'm just going to quickly...
Yep, I've got him on my camera. Where is he? He's a WKMP car, isn't he? Yep, there he is there. Yep. Sitting right beside one of my boys, so he's got himself a bit of fun to be had down the back there. All right, the timer is going. We are about a second and a half away.
About a minute and a half away.
A minute and a half, sorry. Let's click this one here. We're ready to rock and roll. This is going to be epic. Mr. Van Ree is in a great spot. And we have some great numbers as usual. 40 people's just on YouTube watching, plus what we have on Facebook as well, because we are live on Facebook at the same time. Thank you all for supporting us, supporting our sponsors, MOZA Racing, Phoenix Driver Development. If you need some gear, go to MOZA. If you need some development, go to Phoenix Driver Development. Warren and Brown Tools, who is our major sponsor for all our V8 Supercars series, and are doing a fantastic job. They're loving all the posts. I shared the post today from Mr. Lipsky about his torque wrenches, and they absolutely loved it. Grim Industries, the home of the V8 table. Not only just the V8 table, man. He's been doing Ferraris, Aston Martin. He's got a McLaren in there at the moment as well. He's got some mega stuff he's working on at the moment. Shunts Scenery from our boys up in Queensland, Barbs and his partner.
Yeah, Jack Oz is giving us the inside knowledge here. Jeff Arnold may be one to watch in this racing car. He'll be wanting to try and get this thing done because he had a certain surgery the other day that starts with V, which might make an area that you sit on quite uncomfortable.
Ooh.
So, yeah. So
my brother had one of those. He'd come out like kumquats between his legs.
we're underway once again.
Hit
It was
the
a
wall.
horrid start from Traynor in behind.
and
Nearly
Anderson
caught
too.
out Lawrence.
Whoa.
As we run down towards through turn one. Great start from Arnold, who's rocketed into P1. Weston and Taylor, the two EWT cars
Mazzaroli's
together.
off.
It's a
Mazzaroli's
massive
off.
moment. That's Alan Mazzaroli back there, as well as I think John Van Rees going a bit slower, but Jacob Traynor was the big loser out of all of it, who's now back down the order. But Jeff Arnold, what a start from him. Up into P1 on the road now. He's got Weston, Clutters, Taylor and Quash in the top five. Vandermeulen's just ahead of Hughes, Jordan Mazzaroli and Stefan Lawrence. And Jordan looks to be on the move early to get away from Stefan Lawrence as they head in towards the left-hander inside line for him. Past Marty Hughes. Big wiggle though. Oh, need to watch
Lawrence
the
nearly got
defensive
taken out.
line.
Oh, that was close. He had a bit of love there that he didn't need. He wasn't ready for. And I'll tell you what, the car behind him at the moment, who's that? That's
Stefan Lawrence.
Matty
and
Feely,
Matt
putting a lot of pressure as well.
Yeah, so all the pressure is on them. But for Jeff Arnold, he's had a great start to this race. Front of field, just needs to try and hold a stern. Do what Stefan Lawrence
team
did.
in the red, there's the second one, not this car, the other one.
Jordan Ferguson.
It might have been Ferguson on the start, nearly hit the wall.
Well, Chris Tomlin had a moment further back. We'll have a look at all this throughout after the end of lap number
Side
one.
by side.
Lawrence
There
has got him.
goes Stephen Lawrence. He's made his way past. He's working his way through, trying to catch up to the back of Jordan now.
There's
Just
Mazzaroli.
dispatched Marty Hughes.
And there is Vandermeulen just ahead. So
Oh,
pressure is on.
Quashi is having a bit of fun out there too. He's got Sean Vandermeulen all over the back of him. Have a look at these boys.
Pushing hard for Sean Vandermeulen. He's got the championship leader in behind him, Jordan Mazzaroli. Michael Quash just ahead of him. He's right on board through driver's eye at the moment.
Our fan favourite, Brett Taylor, lost 3 places off that.
Wow. What a shame for Brett Taylor. How unfortunate.
That's
but he
already
is
still
in
in
the
a
top
strong
five,
position.
though.
We've got Quashi.
He's still in the top 5, so let's see.
Yeah, he can fight. He can fight with Quashi. He's got there. But he's got Clutterbuck in front of him and Quashi behind. He's got
Cowlin Nommensen off the road. Sorry to interrupt, Sinker.
They're all good.
Oh, as round goes Alan Mazzaroli. So it's
looks
all
like he might have got rotated by the 919 incident responsibility for turn 1. He's got himself a night drive through. Kurt Normanson.
This was on board with Ferguson. You see this? Lawrence has to cut in front, and then he had to take evasive action.
Yeah.
So that was why he dropped some spots early. And then as well, there was the moment further
He would have
up.
been screaming like a pommy banshee.
And there was the moment further up for Alan Mazzaroli as well, and Martin Lipsky. It's going to do it for me, please. There we go.
Tell you what, Van der Meulen's got a lot of pressure there from Jordan. He's got 1/10 in the back. He's just sticking to him like, oh! Was that
it was
Father
actually,
the Son?
No, that was teammate action. That was Alan Mazzaroli and Martin Lipsky.
Yeah. Number 4, incident responsibility, turn 1, going for a drive-through. Alan Mazzaroli.
So he's actually been picked with a penalty for his own contact on his own
that
teammate.
was Newmanson turning trainer.
Yep. What's that one explain for us?
Well, he got himself a podium. He's had a good night.
Jeff Arnold still leads the way at this stage. Scott Weston, Daniel Clutterbuck, Brett Taylor, Michael Quash, top 5. Sean Vandermill and Jordan Mazzaroli. Stefan Lawrence, Marty Hughes, Matt Feely, your top 10 at the moment. Clutters had set the fastest lap of 1:53.420. Lawrence then betted him with a 1:43.419. So going just that little bit faster as well. Yeah, that's a nice spam on Facebook chat. Thank you very much. See you later. Jackals can confirm there was Ferguson noises at the start for that start off the line for Jordan Ferguson. Really went into the wall.
You're munching bricks, mate.
Yeah. As Vandermeulen now gets
Vandermeulen
spun round. And look at this. Lawrence has gotten past Mazzaroli. So through all this, Stefan Lawrence has found his way past Jordan Mazzaroli. This is how he did it. And I have a feeling it was out at the end of the straight, possibly. Oh, no, he just sent him.
He tucked in,
line.
yeah, he tucked in. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great move.
Yeah, great move. He had the space, he opened it, he tucked in right behind him. It was very well done. And then he had him, Jordan had him on the inside there, but have a look at Stefan Lawrence taking the outside line, a lot more pace. Jordan had to give it up in the end, so lived to fight another day.
The outside of that corner is definitely the more beneficial line I've seen.
Look at this inside line.
That's the moment with Vandermeulen as well, off the back of that. So unfortunate there for Sean Vandermeulen, but for Stefan Lawrence, he is now past Jordan Mazzaroli in this race.
He's just had the
gain
fastest
more
lap
points.
too.
Oh, he has. He's super quick.
1:53.419.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
He is in a new world of his own.
He's
Alpha Overtaker.
He's an Alpha Overtaker.
I think Jack Guys is a maths lover.
That's an old saying of ours. We even have
car 61. What was that? No, it must have been a different number. Someone got done for not holding brakes. I'm not sure who that was. But the battles are fast and thick and thin. Jordan Ferguson, Callum Hodgkins, Sean Vandermeer, Andrew Cowan, Nielsen, Powell, Bartouche, all in a great big gravy train and down the middle of the pack, fighting like crazy. Lawrence is already 2/10 off the back of Quashi. He's putting some great pressure. Car 61 drive-through penalty, contact lap 3.
Car 61, that's Greg Johnston, who has the drive-through penalty sinker. Oh. I think I've lost sinker again. Somehow I can't hear Stephen. Oh no. I know why.
You muted me, didn't you? Drive-through penalty. Car 232, contact lap 4. You got me back, Hamish?
Sorry. He headset. I had to yell at me dog, and my headset disconnected. So I had to try and reconnect it. I was scrambling. We got it back. That's all right.
Mate. It's all good. The boys having a great little. Oh, here we go. 2-3-2. Travis Nielsen, instant responsibility, going for a drive-through. That was the one we saw with. I can't remember who that was.
That wasn't with Van. That was a different one, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. He must have turned over the top of him.
I'd say so as he now comes through pit lane.
He comes from the draft. Yeah.
To let his teammate through.
Yep.
For Lawrence, though, he's hungry for more positions. He now looks to get up the inside of Michael Quash once again. Mazzaroli wants to go with him.
Look at this.
Oh, what a
Quashy's not giving it up very easy, is he? He's really holding on to it, and Jordan's sitting right in the back of them to see how it all pans out. He's going to get the nose. He tried to.
Quashy covered the line.
Closed the door.
Oh, big send inside line, though, from Quashy on Lawrence.
Yeah. Quashy closed the door really well in that last few turns there, because it was ready for Jordan to pop his nose in there and follow Stefan through, but he said, no, that's not happening. Not today, buddy.
Not happening today, as Jeff Arnold is dropping spots like crazy further up the field here. So he's been pipped now by Scott Weston and Daniel Clutterbuck, and he was snipped by his doctor earlier on. That's a horrible reference. As Mazzaroli now gets past Michael Quash. And now Stefan, no, absolutely. One of my worst, I'll be honest with you. Lawrence now on the back of Brett Taylor, looking for an inside line at the next right-hander. Up the inside of Brett Taylor goes Stefan Lawrence. Mazzaroli on the other screen wants another go at it too. He gets the job done and follows Lawrence through this time by. And now they have the podium in front of them. They can taste it once again. Arnold,
Scotty Weston, is he going to hold it off?
Quite possibly.
We have two RCs tonight, and also a training RC too, mate.
We've got Matty Keane, Tyson McAvoy, Stephanie Piccoli in the RC tonight.
Lawrence just did the fastest lap last lap, 1:53.332.
Yeah, that was the lap prior. I think that was the lap that he had already just taken Mazzaroli, and he got past Quashy. So
Clutters is having a race of a lifetime out here, getting up there and sticking up there and doing so well. He's up 4 places. The biggest mover, though, is Lawrence, up 6. Could this be Jordan Mazzaroli being beaten in 2 heats in 1 round?
Pretty intense if that would happen, Sinko.
Ooh.
Be one of the... massive lock-up from him, though. He wanted to try and hang with him, but that's now time lost for Mazzaroli.
Did you see the approach that Stefan did? He really blocked off the run on the inside.
Yeah, that's
he actually took a cute angle.
He knows how you defend around here, and it's what he did all of race 1, and it's what he's having to do right now. But it is killing the rears of Jordan Mazzaroli. This is defensive prowess 101 by Lawrence. He's not doing anything inappropriate. He's defending that inside line.
He's choosing a very nice line and goes for it. What's this now for the direction across 0785 turn? Okay, that's a bit too much to read. Yeah. But he's got pressure on Jeff Arnold. He's fighting for that podium. He's just got to be careful that during his fight he doesn't expose himself by trying to come in underneath Jeff Arnold and then exposing himself for Mazzaroli to take him from the other side.
He's going to have to be patient because Jordan is hot on his heels once again. So now he's got to think about, where do I defend? Where do I attack? Where do I go? Where do I put the car? But Stefan has already proved he's had some great defensive prowess this evening. And with Mazzaroli hot on his heels, leading down towards turn number 1, he's going to have to come up with something if he wants to get past Jeff Arnold and keep Jordan Mazzaroli behind him.
So the time is ticking. We have 8 minutes left.
And I mean, this is only working in the favour now as Lawrence up the inside of Arnold. That could be a penalty.
This could be pivotal.
It could be pivotal.
If this is Stefan's fault, he's going to have a drive-through. His lack of patience may have just cost him. With 4 laps left. Well, just put the pedal to the metal and go for it, son, like a good thing. Oh, look at this, too wide in the bottom screen. Van der Meulen. Oh, no. Mazzaroli's got him on the inside. He's still side by side. Oh, where'd you go? These boys are still fighting side by side. Who's turning in first?
He was already turning in. The gap was closing, and I think unfortunately for Stefan, that the best scenario for him is a post-race points penalty, if that's what RC decides to give him.
Yeah, well, it depends on who turned into the corner first, who has ownership there.
Exactly.
Where the overlap is, it's a bit hard to tell from there. But I tell you what, have a look at these in the back there. Klashi is not giving up, mate. He's, Clutterbucks is not giving up. He's going for it like crazy.
Kwashi's on the heels of Taylor. This is for
Taylor,
P5.
yeah.
And then the other end of the sandwich, Weston's under pressure from Clutters. So have we got a bit of a rivalry happening here between EWT and the TMX boys?
Well, it could be. They look like they're tag teaming.
It's a bit of a tornado tag situation here, one at either end, and then the little 1v1 ringside fight happening between Lawrence and Mazzaroli in the middle of it. I mean, it's absolutely insane how some of these things can work out in racing, and you get these natural progressions of narratives that get put in front of our faces, and all of a sudden we've got a rivalry on our hands, it seems.
Have a look at that now. With the battle that we've been having with Stefan Lawrence and Jordan Mazzaroli, you've got Brett Taylor, Kwashi, Marty Hughes all on the back of them, and Matty Feely's slowly catching. I don't think he will catch him. He's going to run out of time because we have got 6 minutes left. But Vandermeulen and Hodgkinson are having a great little ding-dong behind Matty Feely. And Luke Powell. So those boys are really close as well. I might switch my camera.
Hang on, Sinker. Big news.
252.
Yep.
Drive-through penalty.
So Lawrence will have to drive
he's
through.
He's going to be screaming in the background there. Almighty hell's breaking loose in his mind right now. He's thinking, what do I have to do to beat this guy? And he's just let Mazzaroli go.
Well, he's still going to come at him. So he wants to fight the position tooth and nail, even though he has got the drive through.
Be careful not to take him out as well.
Oh, no. A bit of door banging.
Yep.
Another
bit of door banging.
Straight. I wonder if they're sharing some words while they're side by side together here, like on the M1.
Giving each other the bird.
Yeah, maybe they're speaking ASL together at this point.
Well, maybe Stefan's trying to force him into an error.
Maybe. That's pretty much his only hope at this point. I mean, he's got 3 laps to complete the drive-through, so he doesn't have to come in this lap. He has got 3 laps.
He's got to make sure he does it before the end of the race, though, that's all. Who are we switching to when we lost all that excitement came through? That was unbelievable.
I'm not sure.
I was going to go to Jeff Arnold and the boys in the back.
Straight in, by the way. So Lawrence is in for that drive-through penalty. That's now released Jordan Mazzaroli. But I actually feel there's probably not enough time now for Mazzaroli to catch up and pass Clutterbuck and Weston without them making a mistake.
Not for major points, no. I think that time's gone. And I think maybe that last lap of the fighting has slowed him down a little bit more to make sure the timing was going to stay. But Brett Taylor in 4th. He's fighting for that last position with Jordan Mazzaroli. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with him. He's going to tear him away. But Clutters is still fighting with Scotty West, and they've not stopped.
Jeff Arnold is really struggling under brakes now, it seems. Maybe some pain in him at the moment as Nomison runs it wide further up, lets the leaders go. Of course, he had blue flags to them, so he lets both Clutters and Weston past him. Mazzaroli's now under less pressure thanks to the fact that Lawrence cocked himself a drive-through penalty. As car 122 also now has a drive-through penalty as well. That's Luke Powell. Unfortunately, at the back end of that camera shot then on your screen, then Sinker, he'll have to come through pit lane and commit to his drive-through as well.
Oh, there's a bit of a lock-up there. Nearly. I think the boys are ready for the race to be over, the way that some of the drivers coming out now. Where did he come out now? Where is Stefan Lawrence? Behind Jack and Trainer.
Yeah, he came out right in that battle that you're focused on.
Yeah.
We're going to claim that you perfected that, but I think we know that you lucked into that one.
No, I definitely lucked into it, mate. I was watching these boys battle because they were like 2 tenths apart.
Yeah.
You know me. I always go for the close things. Focus, Mr. Weston, Craig Healy.
Jordan. Oh, is it Jordan or Jeff who's going side-to-side contact? Because Jeff most likely is from getting punted by Stefan, but it's whether Jordan got some side damage as well when he was banging doors with Stefan earlier too.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's not much more that Jordan can do. He just kind of has to consolidate, take the P3. It's not going to be a win tonight, it seems, but a good solid chunk of points over those championship rivals. He's not realistically losing any points to anyone who's close by to him, which coming to this round it was Andrew Cowan and Stefan Lawrence. So it's a tough night at the office for some of them, but a consistent one for Jordan, which is important. Ah, yes, Jeff.
Yeah, Cowan's just past Matty Feely because Matty Feely just had a bit of an off there, but Cowan's missed the opportunity to go for the title fight and just staying at the top end, mate. He should be up in the top 5 or 6 for my expectations. He's off track again, Cowie.
Yeah, well, Lawrence has just made it past Traynor on your screen.
Yep.
And now looks to eye up Jeff Arnold once again. Inside line for Lawrence. Bit of a lock-up.
Oh, 3 wide.
Oh.
I don't know.
No, he's come through.
I'll tell you what.
Done.
I'm glad Jacob Traynor thought better of that.
Biggest mover thus far. Just Di Feldman asking biggest mover. That's Dan Bartish is up 10. Who got down the order thanks to race 1 when he actually jumped the start and ended up having a drive-through and then had to reconsolidate. Same for Andrew Cowan, who's up 7 in this race. A couple other big movers. Greg Leakes up 6. Ron Allen up 6. John Van Ree up 8. Matt Feely up 5. Jordan Mazzaroli up 6 as well into P3. So for Scott Weston, he's got 1 lap to go, Singer, just quickly, to defend against Daniel Clutterbuck before he takes his first win of the season in the EWT machine. And it might be this team's first win, even as EWR.
I think it is. Since they've done the merge, it definitely is. Jeff Arnold's called a bump and run on Stefan Lawrence in that movie that he made before. So, yeah, interesting.
It didn't really look like one. It looked more like a bit of door banging to me. I mean,
yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's got to be from rear. If it's a bump, he's classified the rear end.
Yeah, door to door. That's fine as long as you don't run off track. I mean,
Scotty Weston, well done, Scotty. We've been waiting for this for a while, actually. Clutter's back in some early form. Jordan Mazzaroli has got himself well and truly in that 3rd place. Michael Clash, a big TMX night and a big night by East West. Great work out there by the boys.
East West Tasmanian Racing look to get their first double top 5 here tonight at Snetterton for the season. Western looks to take their first win on the trot in SRW. And as I said, it might even be the first win of the EWR era of the team as well. Don't jinx him, Sinker, from Mr. Healy. Mr. Healy could actually confirm this for us. Did EWR take a win?
Don't jinx him, Sinker. Yeah. Stefan Lawrence has to readdress Jeff Arnold.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. The problem is that he's about a second behind. And we are on the final lap.
We are indeed, as we come round Bommel. Oh, Jack was mentioning that Stefan locked brakes and then hit him, so yeah, that would be fair. That would be a bump and run. Round through towards the final couple of corners for Scotty Weston. He has to hop into the session on his work computer to even make it in time, but it's paid off for him this evening as he takes the feature race win at Snetterton Raceway this evening over Daniel Clutterbuck. Jordan Mazzaroli on the podium. He'll extend his championship lead with Michael Quash and Brett Taylor a top 5. Marty Hughes, Dan Bartish, Matt Feely, Andrew Cowan. Jordan Ferguson gets that Velocity Racing team car inside the top 10. His teammate Jeff Arnold finishes just in behind in P11 as Stefan. Oh, they haven't even finished yet, actually. Jeff Arnold has actually lost the spot to Stefan Lawrence at the line.
Sure is. Look at that. 3-4 cars fighting it over the line. Well done, boys. This is what it's all about. Even down the back, they're fighting for every little point they can get. Whoa, EWT boys tonight. Hats off to you, gents, and the TMX crew. Having a fantastic night. Top 5 guys, EWT and TMX. Well done.
An incredible night in the office for them and for Scott Weston.
I reckon Scotty Weston's doing a happy dance right now.
Oh, he definitely is. He definitely is.
Is this? I'm not sure if this is his first win in SRW either.
I think it might be, based on what Craig's just told us. So I would say that it is at this stage. And what a race to win it as well. What a track to win it at. And 2 cars inside of the top 5. It's a historic night for East West Tasmania Racing of Scott Weston and Brett Taylor representing the team tonight inside of the top 5. We await Scotty to come and have a chat to us post-race, of course, as we will then move over to Split 1 very, very shortly.
What a race. That was great work by all the boys out there.
That was great racing. Great racing. The racecraft has been going up another level each week in Split 2, Sinker. It's getting better and better.
Yeah, it's almost sacrilege to call them Split 2. There's just a bunch of great drivers out there that are so close in times and speeds, which is great fighting to see. You know, apart from Jordan, look at the top 5, complete new top 5.
Yeah, exactly.
So it shows what's going on. Look, Marty Hughes in 6th, Dan Bartu 7th, Matty Feely 8th, 9th, Cowan Ferguson 10th. So you know the top 10 is guys that aren't usually there. Cowie, we expect him to be up there a bit higher, but Danny Bartush, you know, he's come a long way from the 86s and doing some stellar driving in this series.
So Scotty Weston has joined us in the green room. He'll be catching up with Mr. Sinkovic as we change over to the next server. I'll drag him in now. And welcome in our race winner this evening, Scotty Weston of East West Tasmania Racing. First of all, Scotty, before I hand you over to Sinker, congratulations on what I believe is your first win in SRW, the first win for EWT, and the first win for even EWR, if I'm not mistaken as well. Congratulations.
Hey, cheers, mate. Yeah, you're probably right there. Maybe early days before we change the format, but yeah, it's been a while. Yeah. It's a long time between drinks, I got to tell you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Scotty, you used to race with us back in the FSL days as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember the old days. Who was that with back then? Yeah, that's going back a fair while. That was before I bought the name off Brendan.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's going back a long while. That's back in the days where we had 25 V8 supercars on track and a couple of Porsches on the next day, and that was it.
Yep. Fun times.
So you would be one of the OGs with Crosby's, Kennedy. Who else? There was a few other boys out there. So that's excellent, mate. It's good to see. Pace is coming. The team as a whole has done really well tonight. Was sensational.
Yeah, Brett did awesome today.
Yeah, finally. Well, he was my dark horse for the top 5 for this season, and I don't know. Is he just been busy? What's going on there? He's just pace hasn't been there.
The less he practices, the faster he goes, mate. And I think he just quietly. I think he might have done me a solid on the first corner in lap 1.
Oh, okay.
It looked like he didn't have a great start, and I had a reasonable start, and he didn't put up any fights. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, there's nothing like a good teammate, mate. And you know what? There's not many that would do that for you either. So that's pretty awesome. So we haven't had a chance to chat to any of you boys. What came about the actual joining of the two teams?
Well, so pretty much the last season before we did join, we invited Brett into our Discord anyway. So he was pretty much in our Discord the whole time during the races. So we were pretty much a proxy team anyway. And then we talked about he wanted to be privateer for a season. And then we had a chat about it. And then the join was basically the, what is it called? The Enduro that we did.
Yes. The Sandown.
Yep, Sandown. And then once we did that, we go, let's just lock it in now.
Yeah, it just fits. It's just perfect. And you know what? You guys were pretty much on the same pace all the way through as well. I think your whole team is, and your pace has improved a little bit at this season especially. And it was like, even you guys being in separate teams, you guys were still racing like a team, which was awesome to see. It was fantastic. But mate, how's it feel? You got the adrenaline pumping still? You got the goosebumps still?
Mate, that's great. I went across the line. I won't say what I said, but yeah, it was pretty pumped.
About a long time?
Yeah.
It was, mate. It was. It's come a long way since we've been doing this, and it's good. It's like we hope that when Brett got his when he was in Geelong, and we sort of pushed him into doing a nudie run down the street and celebrate. I'm not sure. I think it's going to be too much daylight. Where are you? You're on the East Coast?
No, West Coast. It's like 5:45, mate.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah, it might be a bit early for you to do a nudie run, mate. You might get the cops on here. So we'll pass on that one, mate. But listen, this is the first time EWT gets to thank all their sponsors and give them all a chin wag.
You know, I haven't even got my list, so I'm just going to go.
That's all right. I'm not going to rush you.
First of all,
you've done really well. It gives you the opportunity to go through it.
Well, you know what? Hopefully it got on the stream enough that people have seen our sponsors anyway.
Yeah, they did. I love that.
I do want to thank the team, and a big shout out to the boys, because almost all of them, well, they are all in Queensland, and they've got a bit of a rough week coming up.
Yep. Stay healthy and safe.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, and Craig just couldn't make it home in time with all the other stuff he was trying to do.
Yep.
Big shout out to Klutz. That was nerve-wracking, but confident. I trust that he won't send it and take me out. But
he's a fair racer.
It's hard to have him behind you because you know he's quick. But yeah, he won't send it. You know, he's if it's on, it's on. But yeah, and then just watching Jordan coming. Slow down, Jordan. Slow down.
Just hoping he wasn't going to make it and catch you.
Yeah, it's a very hard track to pass. So.
Yeah. Well, mate, congratulations. Epic effort, mate. Good to see the WT team up there, and good to see you up there for the podium. Shout out to all the rest of your lads down there. Keep it coming. Love watching you guys race in our series. It's spectacular fun.
Thanks heaps, mate.
All right, take care, brother.
Cheers, buddy.
Viewers, we've got Jordan Mazzaroli there. I'm not sure if Hamish is back yet, but his mic is off. But we'll drag Jordan in for a bit. I don't know why. Jordan, how you going, matey?
Oh, not too bad. Pretty buggered after all that. It was hard work.
That was a tough race, mate. Tough race. Even on the way back through the field, that was pretty tough.
Yeah. I think this track's just really hard to pass or overtake on as it is, and just everyone's pace seemed to be a lot more closer tonight. So yeah, that definitely made it interesting as well.
I think people are starting to get grips of the cars.
Yeah, I think that's the case as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is roundabout where I sort of expected everyone to start sort of picking up pace and catching each other up and doing. I mean, apart from yourself, top 6 were all new drivers tonight.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that.
So before the show, we were talking about what's it going to take to beat Jordan Mazzaroli out on this track, and my thought was straight away, don't let him get out in front and race on his own. Keep the fight to him so he can't get that pace and break away. And it looks like that's what happened tonight.
Yeah. It's just I think what caused my results, or especially race 1, is I think I just absolutely bottled the start. Yeah. I think I went off the clutch a little too early, and just spun the wheels, and after that the tires were just absolutely cooked. So yeah, just couldn't do anything about it.
It looked like you were fighting the rear end a bit.
Yeah, initially when I was when the tires were hot after the start, but as the race went on, it started to cool down. But I think the tires just started going off, trying to get in front of Stefan. So yeah, it was. Yeah, but it is what it is. He's still Stefan had really good pace too, and yeah, it was hard to get past. So it was good.
Oh look, it was great watching you both battle, and it was great watching you hunt him down. Do you prefer to this is a silly question. You probably prefer to be out front and leading away. But what are you stronger at, defending or attacking?
I'm a little bit more stronger on the defense. I tend to be I kind of force myself to be more aggressive in the second race, but but generally I prefer to be a bit more passive and kind of let put the pressure on the car behind, and just kind of wait till they choke and just kind of just sneak through. So,
Yes. I did notice that when Stefan got his drive through that last lap, you guys were that close from most of those corners. I think he was trying to put as much pressure on you as possible to see if you could crumble. I think that was his last ditch attempt to just keep the pressure on. Had that last lap feel between the two of you?
Oh, yeah, that was. I wasn't too sure what to expect, especially going down that going side by side, going to that back straight, going to that kink. I was thinking, I don't know if we're gonna bloody make it into the corner, but we managed to only just make it stick. So yeah, it was good. It was good racing.
Excellent, mate. Well, good luck. Have fun out there, and congratulations on an epic night. And hope the battles and the racing keeps going for you. Do you want to shout out to who gets you on track?
Yeah, like just the usual. I just always want to thank Martin and Tulip Racing for the support and Dad for always helping me out with strategy and just setup in general. Yeah. So shout out to all the boys at Tulip Racing.
Excellent, mate. All right, congratulations. Good luck for the rest of the season, dude.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Cheers. Hamish, a very humble driver we just had there, but as we convert all our attentions to the split one, we already have some amazing times out there. James Scott sitting on a 150. Hang on, he's just betted it 157.741 and a 158.42 to Blake Warboy. So there's not much in it at all. There is literally 1/10.
Yeah, barely anything between both of them.
Yeah.
I was keeping an eye on their times as I was setting everything up for this next session. And so there's a few things I noticed. Obviously, how close their pace is between Warboys and Scott. But also the fact this is the first time we see James Scott in his new team's livery as well.
Very true.
In the Aussie Broadband car. So it'll be good to see how James rocks around in just a non-plain black car for the rest of the season. But it'll also be good to see as I'm half disappointed, half not, that Blake Warboys is no longer running that green, because the green on this car looked amazing. But he's also running pink on the car now, which I'm going to assume is because he had a baby girl, possibly. So
yeah, possibly. But you know what? The chrome pink, magenta, whatever you want to call it, really pops on these cars, as you saw with Travis Nielsen's and Jacob Trainer's cars. It just really pops out. I do like it. I think it's just a colour that makes you stand out. But mate, even in their lap paces, they're not sitting on their last lap actually just now. Blake Warboys just a 158.42. No, that's not this one counting yet. That's right, he's still coming out. But even in their last laps, we're talking 4/100ths of a gap just in their normal lap pace. So this is going to be absolute terror, man. This is going to be sensational.
It will indeed. As we can see, Warboys just trying to get the most out of this car and find some pace to pip James Scott to pole position. They've got 2 minutes left in qualifying to set a time. So if they're going to get out there and set one, they need to already be out there. You'd have to argue that Angus Lawford is done for qualifying. Same for Rushworth, same for Crosby, same for Noble, DeBono, Douglas, Drage, Mueller, and Anderson at the back of the field, as Pavlovic also now brings it into pit lane 2. But they have to start and finish the lap before the end of the timer. Bettis is going to be right on the brink as he actually pulls it up to end his qualifying. So that's him done and dusted in this one. I wonder how Billy Mole's going to go in the non-chrome blue Super Cheap Auto entry for WKMP Sim Sports.
Oh, geez, how did he hold that? He looked like he was doing phenomenal pace through there. I didn't think he was going to make the corner. Adam Hughes on all greens. He's just popped himself up there as well. Where is he in the list? Adam Hughes has popped up to 3rd. So we're talking about a Porsche GT3 specialist doing reasonably well in the V8 Supercar now these days.
Troy Stone Street has a purple sector.
Look at him go. Green
from?
Second.
On board with Stone Street for the next sector of this circuit, the final one of this circuit. As we roll around. And what is the time going to be for him? For Stone Street, with the purple sector next to his name, a green in the middle. Is it any better in the final sector as he crosses the line? It's green again. He goes P3 with a 151.34.
Right behind his teammate, splitting him and Adam Hughes. Billy Mole's on a killer lap at the moment as well. Where's he gone? He's gone up.
He stayed where he is.
Yep.
Yeah, he matched Lawford on that lap.
Yep. Chris Burrows, we haven't seen him for a bit. He's out there in a green as well. Greg Brooks too. Brandon Levin, green and orange. Blake as well. Geez, I tell you what, their pace is very, very close to just in general running. This is going to be an absolute ripper of a race. They're down to, what is it, a second is right down to 9th place, up to Stevie Banks. So that is qualifying done. Oh, my lordy.
It's amazing how quickly he can
Rushworth,
go.
10th place. Well done, Rushy.
It was a great job from him. Starting grid, though, for this race will be as follows. James Scott will start pole position ahead of Blake Warboys on the front row of the grid. Troy Stone Street, Adam Hughes, your top 4 with Angus Lawford and Billy Mole. Your top 6, it was so unbelievable that Hughes was up there. I completely skipped him. Chris Burridge, Ryan Bettis for your top 8. Stephen Banks and Andrew Rushworth inside of the top 10. Darren Crosby, John Gallen will then start on the 6th row of the grid as we move back to Jake Edwards, Troy Dooley in behind, Brandon Levin, Mitch Noble, your top 16, with Mitch Muller, Travis Daly, Blake Fitzpatrick and Dylan DeBono for the top 20. Russell Uren and Jeremy Bush will start ahead of Jace Douglas and Peter Pavlovic for the top 24. As we move back to Greg Brooks, Jamie Davis, Josh Drage, Jack Anderson, Ryan Mueller at the back of the field. So Jamie apparently wasn't going to race, but now is racing. So it's good to see Jamie out there.
But we've got Coleman in the chat saying turn the engines up a little bit. You can't quite hear them over the top of us.
I have now.
But,
don't worry.
But why are you on track, Coleman?
Yeah, where are you, Dave?
Yeah, what's going on, mate? Don't tell me you hurt your pinky. Strap in, we going hunting, boys, Bosch. This is going to be pretty cool. This is going to be a great fight. We saw some awesome action with side-by-side driving. These boys here that we've got on track now are specialists. These guys will be rubbing doors for many, many corners. I can just tell you right now, James Scott, Blake Warboys, this is going to be an epic start off the line. And tell you what, Stone Street, Hughes, Lawford, Mole, Burridge is up there. Bettis, Banks. Banks dropped 2 places just in that little bit, so he's doing well. Rushy's up in the top 10. Well done. Need a cast out here. We've got that. Oh, away with work. Oh, really? I thought you worked for yourself, mate. Just an excuse to go fishing, yeah?
Yeah, you just had to get away. That was what it was. For sure. So we're just awaiting the...
Crosby in 11th place. Johnny Gallen up in 12th. Well done, Johnny. Jake Edwards, the fans will love you, but you're still down in 12th. Troy Dooley, Brendan Levin, Mitch Noble, 2 teammates in 15-16. Mitchy Muller, Daly, Fitzpatrick, DeBono down at 20th. Wonder what's going on there. Jace Douglas has doubled his positions. He's down in 23rd.
So we're just waiting on James Scott to join the grid. There he is. Got to watch for jump starts once again, Sinker.
Yep.
Ryan Mueller apparently can't race. His PC is not working, so he's got issues. Drage has not made the grid. Neither is Jack Anderson, it seems. So James Scott will lead them away off the start line. Lights up at Snetterton once again for race 3 this evening. Race 1 for the split 1 field. 5 lights. And we're underway once again at Snetterton. It was a good start at the front of the field for the championship contenders as they run on through. But Rushworth's had a horrid one as he's dropping spots already and is already outside of the top 10. But Scott rocketed this Camaro off the line as the WKMP boys come hunting in behind of Warboys and Stone Street.
What a move! Crikey! That was I don't know who was that? That was
don't
like
forget
2,
to
3 cars.
Don't forget to share your screen again as well, Sinker, into the Ninja.
That was Jake Edwards. He just flew down between 3 cars there. A sensational move. Christ almighty.
So Scott has had a great run off the line. Warboys has gone with him though. Burridge and Hughes battling in behind as well. Side-by-side action between them. Mole wants to take advantage if he can. As DeBono's had a moment in the background and is off the road. Down at the left-hander. What has happened to Dylan DeBono through all of this?
Evans just called something in.
So he was behind Russell Uren. Oh, it was a massive send.
Oh, he's on the grass.
I think that's why Daly called it in, because he was on the grass.
Yeah, he tried to avoid it, but it was not going to happen. unfortunately for him.
Yep, so now he's at the very back end of the field. So James Scott leads this race. Blake Warboy's in behind. Lawford's there too. Hughesy's had a good run off the liners. Dooley's now dropping spots and is in the wall.
Oh.
So it's a tough night for him. Mitch Muller, his
Padlovic
teammate
in the
as
wall
well. Muller's also off the road. So the pros are struggling tonight, it seems. The Split 1 boys struggling in these conditions as Muller's having a blink at the further back of the field.
He's limping back to the field. He's had some incident there. But I'll tell you what, there's been some action-packed drivers going off track trying to avoid other drivers and trying to keep it clean. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be a ripper all the way through.
Going to be an absolute ripper all the way through. As Scott leads Blake Warboys, Troy Stonestreet, Angus Lawford, Adam Hughes, Chris Burridge, Billy Mole, Ryan Bettis, Stephen Banks, Jake Edwards for the top 10 at this stage. They power on forward.
Jamie Davis is the biggest mover so far with Jason Douglas up for 7 places, both of them. Douglas has just got passed by Rushworth in the back there. Billy Mole is doing a great bit of work there. He's hunting down Fitzpatrick as we speak.
So everything is going on. We have now got the other screen up once again, so I'll drag that in. Let's get that going
Sounds
for
like
us.
Daly. Yep.
There we go. So we've got our second screen running once again. There's Mr. Warboys. There's the second screen. And there's our timing tower. So 4 drivers out of this race, unfortunately. Mueller, Anderson, Drage never got going. De Bono, was it maybe a technical issue that cost him and caused that incident with Trav Daly?
Yeah, this bottom screen fight is going crazy. These boys are so close. Chris Burridge has got Billy Mole, Ryan Bettis, Davey Banks, Jake Edwards, John Gallen, Darren Crosby, Brandon Levin, Blake Fitzpatrick, all chasing him down, all within 5 to 7 tenths.
It's been an immense run for all of them thus far. They're doing the business at the moment. So we can see the front runners leading towards turn 1. So Warboys and Scott have already started to break out a gap now over Stone Street. Lawford's hot on his heels. Remember, Warboys took the championship lead last week at the Red Bull Ring Sinker after an incredible run. And after a horrid run, it must be said, for Angus Lawford tonight. Just needs to be consolidate these points once again and go into the next round for round 7 as the championship leader once again with that gold number still next to your name.
Yeah, the boys up front, literally there is 7 100ths different in pace between James Scott and Blake Warboys, and they've been consistently running around that under a second on lap pace. It's unbelievable.
It's been incredible from them throughout this race tonight. The Split 2 field was incredible, and we know that Split 1 normally provides us with some phenomenal racing sinker as well.
Yeah, 100%. Davis has just passed Rushworth down the back. They've got another bottleneck. Blake Fitzpatrick has got Douglas, Pavlovic, Davis, Rushworth, Uren, all chasing him down.
So Warboys and Scott at the front of the field. Where's the close battle we got? That's further back. Jamie Davis. Oh! That's interesting, Sincar.
What's that, mate?
Have you seen Jamie Davis's car?
No, I haven't.
It's on the screen at the moment. Interesting. Interesting that we've just come across that. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's in our chat room. Or maybe is an error?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It shouldn't be. My trading paints have updated. I'll update it again to see. I know that Dodsey races in that car, but maybe. Who knows?
Maybe he hasn't told me something, that's all.
Maybe this is his way of telling you. Oh, no. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, well. That's racing sometimes. I feel for you, Sinker. Had the same thing happen to me a couple of weeks ago. Another race that I called, but yeah, it's very unfortunate. If that is the case, I'm updating my trading paints again. We'll see if it is for real or not. I know Dodsy's in the chat. Dodsy will probably be able to confirm it for us. Cars 555, 333, lap 1, no further action. 46, 333, lap 1, turn 5, no further action as well. That's all involving Mitch Muller, Troy Dooley as well as the 46 car or the 45 car of Jeremy Bush. The same. Yeah, it is confirmed. Apparently, Sinker. So interesting. Andrew Rushworth has had a horrid start to this race. He's down 9 and into P19 at the moment. He's got Russell Uren hot on his heels inside of the top 20. And this race looks to heat up for them at this stage. We're 7 minutes in, lap 4. James Scott still leads the way. Peter Pavlovic is looking to get a move done on Jay Douglas if he can. But he's going to have to try and maneuver this thing as quickly as possible if he wants to try and get up to the back of Fitzpatrick, his former teammate up the road. We're on board with Pavlovic at the moment.
I've got Billy Mole down the back end, still having a great little fight down there.
And he's still got, I believe, is that? That's not. No, it's Chris Burridge just ahead of him. Having a good battle between them as well. So they are rocking and rolling further forward here. Pavlovic has now got the job done on Jace Douglas. We mentioned they have Jamie Davis just in behind them as well. He's trying to find his way through as they fight forward. Blake Fitzpatrick's just up the road from them. Greg Brooks has now found his way past, or trying to get his way past Jeremy Bush. They want to go too wide here, Sinker. This could heat up.
Oh, very, very close. Placed nicely. Tell you what, a little bit of a tap. It's like, give me some more room, mate. Just to elbow out a little bit.
Just give us.
Scott's got the gap out to 1.2 seconds now.
Give us that little bit more from them at this point of the race. There's the contact off the road.
Didn't quite make it all the way around 2x2.
As Lawford and Hughes inside the top 5. They're just ahead of the car on your screen, Sinker, Billy Mole. So he's got some work to do if he hopes to chase them down.
Yeah, he's got a bit of catching up. He's 1.45 off the back of Hughes, but there's a bit of a gap forming amongst all these guys in the top 6. They're all about 1.5 seconds to 1 second apart, and then it all gets close again.
And they're all either spreading or just trying to stay as close together as they can. They want to try and be in amongst the fight as much as possible. So for Lawford, he needs to try and fight forward, but he's not really matching the pace of Blake Warboys and James Scott at this stage. Stone Street's in another positive position for himself for tonight's Sinker. He's where he started at the moment, P3, 10 minutes to go. Lawford is catching him, but it's whether Lawford can actually get past him before the end of this race. This could turn into quite an interesting battle between them.
Yeah, 100%. Dodgy reckons, oh, look, I might have missed my a chat there, mate, but that's all good. No big deal. Car 45.
Drive-through penalty, that is Jeremy Bush. So that, I would assume, is for the contact with Greg Brooks down in this section of circuit where Stone Street is coming through now. So yeah, it's a tough spot as Rushworth has had a moment himself. He's going slow, but what has happened to the Apex Esports League driver? He was in behind Davis down towards the end. In the back straight. No, that's... Oh, it was a big rear lock, actually, up at the heavy braking zone to the left. Very lucky. So lucky not to get collected by Russell Uren. That was so lucky.
Close. Tell you what, we've got we're at the halfway mark, and the boys at the front are just in cruise control, lapping at 151.8. Blake is consolidating to 152, so he's just taking it easy. Looks like top 10 position could be C. Stevie Banks and Jake Edwards take the grid for pole position for the top 10 reverse.
Yeah, this could work out in Edwards' favour. We know that he's got some pace in these cars, Sinker, and it does normally work to his benefit if he is starting further up the field. He just struggles to fight his way through in the Gen 3 Supercar. So it may play out well for him tonight if he can get that done.
Yeah, 100%. He's looking good. His times are good.
Yeah, he's got some.
Here we go. Betis. Betis, I haven't seen much of Betis, but I tell you what I have seen of him, he's got some really good pace on him.
Yeah, he's definitely got something in his locker for sure. I think more time in this car. He's I was speaking to Freeman in his stream chat at one point. Betis has got some proper pace about him, and if he can put the time in and get up to speed in this car, he's going to be a contender for sure. Ryan is incredibly quick and incredibly driven as well. To pardon the pun just quickly there, but yeah.
Slipping me more again, mate. Slipping me more again.
Everyone knew what I meant, Sinker. It's fine.
Yes, we did. Looks like DeBono hasn't come back out after his incident. Jeremy Bush is still in the pits as well. He's just come out now. We are getting ready for what we have here. Just about 6 laps to go.
I think we got to about lap 12, lap 13 last time. So
yeah,
the relative pace is pretty similar. I mean, the front runners are doing about a second faster than the front runners are split 2. But if they continue this route, yeah, I'd say 6 more laps or so.
Looking good, the Aussie Broadband livery. I like it.
Yeah, it's nice and simple. The blue, I really like the blue. Actually, it does look really, really good, especially with that black.
That's the colour of my V8 supercar.
Ah, very interesting.
which doesn't get on camera because it doesn't get on track.
Well, you could race split 2.
reason.
You could race split 2 maybe, and then
I'd have to
split 1.
I'd have to make a split 4 for me to race.
Everyone has to start somewhere, Sinker. Everyone has to start somewhere.
Well, the sad thing was I was starting to get some really nice pace and confidence in the car, and then I stopped racing it. So, bad luck, Irene. Mitch Mueller's got some pressure coming out from Jace Douglas down the back. I might flick across to Jace, give him some airtime. Down the back there. Where is he gone?
At the moment, War Boys are still traversing on strong. And P2 on the road. This battle between Billy Mole, Chris Burridge, Ryan Bettis. Oh, as Burridge runs it wide, Bettis looks to sneak it up the inside in the blackout OPR car. Does the job. Banksy snuck it through as well. Up the inside of Burridge. It's a 2-for-1 special. Thank you very much. Hope they got
he
some
saw that gap and he went for it.
Oh, he did.
Oh, it was like a pelican and just saw a fresh fish. He just went boom straight into that gap. It was perfect.
Took no water with it. It was only fish, no water.
No, that was fish, mate. No net, no fish, nothing. Bang.
Yeah.
The great work there. Some great driving. The Pav and Davis are now chasing up to Mitch Noble, so they're coming up to them as we speak. And then we've got still Gallen, Edwards, Burridge, and Banksy. This little group you've got on the top screen at the moment. So they're behind Bettis, and Bettis is 1.7 of Billy Mole. Billy Mole's in cruise control now. Looks like Edwards is hinging a pole start.
Yeah, he does. He wants to try and hang with Burridge, but even a front row start, we've seen how strong that the left-hand side of road, it'll be right-hand side of screen off the start, how strong that's been for some drivers. So even if Edwards gets past Burridge and takes P2 on the grid for the next race, that's still a solid performance from him if he can get that done.
Rushy, I'm not sure what happened to Rushy. He's still there. He's where is he? We just saw him a few seconds ago. He pulled out a lap ago, so he must have had some issues. He was in the pits. He might be having some issues with the internet. How long ago did I race? Oh man. I've been racing. I've been racing for 5 years now.
My last live televised race in SAW, I've only actually ever had one sinker for a live broadcast at SAW race. It was the special Supercars race that we did in between seasons in 2023 at some point. You and Shibby in the comms box at Phillip Island in the Supercar. It's the only time I've ever raced in SRW on a live broadcast. Every other time it's been on a replay file or unbroadcasted.
Yeah. No, for me, I've been racing for 5 years. I don't put enough time into it. You really got to put time in. Some of these boys at the front have it's like any sport, yeah. You got to train 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week, every night, whatever your dedication is, and whatever your aim is, and your goals are, and you got to put the time in. I'd imagine someone like James Scott would be on there every night. Blake Warboys, Blake Warboys a bit of a natural racer. I don't think he'd need to be. Oh, look at that! Douglas just missed him. Ooh, that was so close. He just missed his break point and went flying past the car in front of him. Just about took his rear end off.
So Edwards is now hot on the heels of Burridge still. So this battle, they're kind of just still sitting on the line of stern. He's thinking they're not really trying to go for the moves. They just want to consolidate the positions, consolidate the points, and really focus in on race 2 and focusing on getting that better position for the starting grid of the next race. And for Edwards, pretty much he just has to hold off John Gallen, not really trying to attack Burridge too much. And, well, you have a feeling he'd be like a duck to water starting on pole. He may very well even convert that into a podium, if not a win if things go his way in race 2, because we know how hectic it can get for the favourites. I mean, we saw it happening as Burridge has a half spin down there. Edwards is trying to keep this spot, nearly getting held up completely as Gallen goes on the attack now. But we saw how that played out for Lawrence in race 2 of split 2, of course. He got caught up in some moments, couldn't really make his way through the field, went for a dive and it really failed for him. Could the same thing happen for Scott or Warboys in this next race?
Well, they've got not much time left to show us. They've got literally 1 lap to go.
1 lap to rule them all for James Scott and Blake Warboys at the front of the field. When they cross the line, they'll get the white flag at Snetterton for race 1. It's been a good performance from James Scott. It's been a good performance from the championship leader as well. In Blake Warboys, some solid points in this race. We know that Scott's not necessarily in the championship fight at the moment after missing the first couple of rounds this season, but for Warboys, he needs to consolidate these good performances and stay with Scott as much as he can to drop the net gain that Scott's been having on him whenever he takes these wins.
Black and white warning flag for car 099 for his rejoin. Look at the side back.
Oh, there goes Mitch. Who was that from Chase Douglas? That was Troy Dooley who ran it wide.
Oh, yeah. Look, that looked like, get out of my way, I'm coming through.
Yeah. I am taking the position, kind sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'll have that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I will just take that very swiftly as James Scott traverses round towards the back straight of the Snetterton circuit. What has been a regular night at the office for him here in race 1 of the evening. He's going to have all the work to do in race 2 when he starts from P10 on the road and has to try and force his way through the traffic at a circuit which is so difficult to make overtakes happen. We know how good James Scott is, but we also know how well this field can defend positions when they do not want to let someone pass. So for Scott, it's going to be like a, 5 sets at 20 at the gym on a deadlift, because he's going to have to try and work this thing forward.
It's going to be a tough one. It's not going to be easy. You look at the names in front of him. They're not easy guys to pass. Gallen's going to be on pole with Jake Edwards at the moment. You've got Banksy, Bettis, Mole, Hughes, Lawford, Stone Street. These are all names that are not easy to pass, so it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Up to the line for James Scott. He'll take the win in race number 1 this evening ahead of Blake Warboys of WKMP Sim Sports, as Troy Stone Street makes it a double podium for that team. Lawford and Hughes inside of the top 5. Billy Mole will come home P6 ahead of Ryan Bettis, Stephen Banks, Jake Edwards, and John Gallen will start pole of race 2. Car 99, or 099, has been given an unsafe rejoin. That's Jace Douglas for a black and white warning flag. So Gallen will start pole of race 2. Burridge, Crosby lick their wounds after race 1.
Well, fighting everywhere up and down the field. A few people still coming across the line now. Dooley and Brooks and Bosch and Rushworth is out. I guess maybe we'll see some of these boys that were out due to issues in the feature race, not feature race, but the second heat.
Someone was just doing a burnout. I think it might have been Blake. No, it wasn't Blake Fitzpatrick. Someone was. I think they've actually all gone the short circuit just to cut down on the amount of time back to pits, possibly. But
yeah, well, as long as they don't disappear on camera, they're all pretty good.
Yeah, that's right, Dodsy. There's about we'll say probably three or four good passing opportunities, depending on your run. But it's all going to come down to, again, if you have that run and if you have that relative net pace over the other cars. But for Scott and Warboys, it's going to be all about the start and how much they can actually gain whilst the field's at its closest off that start line. That's going to be imperative. For Edwards, he just has to get off the line and get past Gallen. Everyone else, they just have to try and focus, defend as well as they can, and try and fight their way forward if they can as well.
100%. Going to be very, very interesting, and it's coming up in a few minutes, so don't hold back. Let us know who you want us to see, who you want to show, who you're supporting. Get it out there and give us a shout out so we can show you the fams or friends or relatives or whoever they may be out there. Got some great viewing numbers out there, 45 just in YouTube. So thank you all very much for supporting us.
It's great to have everyone along with the journey with us once again as well. Sinker, of course. It's been an absolute pleasure to call the racing for everyone out there once again, and to continue to show off this phenomenal Gen 3 Supercars and this phenomenal series as well across both splits. We know that both splits have been offering some phenomenal racing all season. It's good to see Split 2 really cleaning their act up. They haven't had a safety car in quite a few weeks now, Sinker. Which
they've been really good.
Everyone
really,
involved,
really good.
Everyone involved should be incredibly proud of their efforts for that. And then, Split 1's had some great racing too. Couple of little, we'll call it controversial moments on track between fast drivers and big egos. But some phenomenal racing once again, which we love to see.
Where are we next week?
Next week, we are at, I believe it's Oran Park.
Good.
It is Oran Park for our Australian triple header to end the season. Oran Park next week, round 7, Phillip Island for a sprint round the week after, and then our Enduro at Bathurst for the 25th of March. For that one, they're confirming in the background how qualifying is going to work for Bathurst for both splits and how the race is going to work as well.
We'll let the boys know in the coming days. Barbs will give the admin for the V8. We'll give them all a bit of a rundown. We've worked out the best possible way to do it so that it's fair to everyone, because otherwise some people will be running very, very early, or some people running very, very late. So hang out and keep your ears to the ground for Discord and also on our Facebook too.
So, Sinker, race 2 coming up. Where do we see this heading? What do we think? What do we think is going to happen in race 2? Do we think it's going to be a different winner once again like Split 2, or do we think that Scott and Warboys will eventually be able to get their way up there?
Look, it's going to be they'll get through. It's going to take a while. It's 20 minutes though on a tight track with not much passing ability, but these guys are so damn smooth. We've seen what they can do with a car, and look, they'll get there. It's a matter of whether, if there's a safety car, that's going to be against them because it's going to run the clock down. Yeah, so they need a clean race, but they also need to get their wriggle on early on.
Not just a clean race. I think they more or less need a clean start. Is probably the most important thing they could have.
Oh, 100%.
In this one.
100%.
Sure. There's a couple of cars out on track, including Jeremy Bush, Blake Fitzpatrick. They've just pulled it up. Maybe a couple of practice starts for them, I think, possibly, as the 3-minute warm-up comes to an end. No burnouts, it seems.
Honest, I haven't even tried it. I've been out on track in the Gen 3, and I actually like it. I think it's a great car to drive.
The most imperative thing is learning how to set up your line locker. That's the important
thing.
I
wouldn't even try it on locker, mate. My basic starting is rev it at 75, drop it in the gear. That's pretty much what I would do in every car. But
And we
It's,
wonder why you eat through rear
it's fun.
tyres, Sinker.
Yeah, well, you know, this car's a good fun car. It's I need to get out there and have a bit of a run. I don't know, maybe season 2, maybe I'll race in split 2 and commentate split 1. I don't know, maybe. I was thinking about that today, but it might be too much work for me. But we'll see what happens. There's a lot of fun to be had in these cars, that's for sure.
That's exactly right. John Gallen will start pole of the next race alongside Jake Edwards. For your front row, Stephen Banks, Ryan Bettis the second, with Billy Mole, Adam Hughes, Angus Lawford, Troy Stonestreet, Blake Warboys, and James Scott making up the reverse top 10 of race 1. They'll start ahead of how they finished in race 1 for Chris Burridge, Darren Crosby on the 6th row, with Brandon Levin, Blake Fitzpatrick, Mitch Noble, Jamie Davis for top 16, Peter Pavlik, Russell Uren, Mitch Muller, Jace Douglas for the top 20, Troy Dooley, Trav Daly, Greg Brooks, Jeremy Bush, your top 24, with Andrew Rushworth, Dylan DeBono at the back end of the field. They never finished race 1. Josh Drage, Ryan Mueller, Jack Anderson never got started. We'll see if they get started in race 2 here this evening. Maybe a bit of a late start for them as we wait for cars to join the grid.
Here we go. Who's beside him here again?
Gallen is Edwards, who's next to him.
Edwards, yes.
Look at that grid.
Yeah.
It goes PR, BOPR, PR, BOPR.
WKMP.
And then WKMP, and then BOPR, and then Project 36, then WKMP, then WKMP, and then the Chiefs.
Then M1.
Scott. And then M1, and then M1. And then Team SRW, and then Privateer, then Team SRW, then Project 36, then PER, then WKMP.
It's great. You got to love the support we get from all these teams that come out. You know, the PER boys across everything, the Blackout OPR boys, WKMP, M1, Project 36. It's just to name a few. I could keep going. EWT from the split 2s. It's awesome to see these guys coming in season after season, week after week. It's no easy feat to race in SRW because it's demanding. It's every week, and it's 4 seasons a year. So you know, some guys will miss a season here and there, but most of these guys race every single season, which is awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's really, really awesome. And I'm hoping that my drivers, I know that Shane races on Sunday. I hope more of them come back and race next season in SRW on Tuesday, just to get their pre-race practice on Thursday in. I know that my dad wanted to race, but he was hindered by some surgeries for himself. So yeah, SLM as well, Maddie. SLM gives support too. Infinity Motorsport, PSR also gives support to the series as well. So, but everyone out there, everyone involved is absolutely fantastic. Great to have everyone involved in SRW as well. Lights are up though for race 2. John Gallen.
Cameras on more, boys.
Very good. Gallen starts pole as we're underway. It was a good start at the front of the field for both Gallen and Edwards.
Down.
Oh no, as it's a drag race to turn 1. Gallen inside line. Edwards is going to try and make the sandwich. Tucks up underneath him. Does the over-under. Takes the lead down towards turn 2 for Jake Edwards. Take a bow, good
Edwards
sir.
fans.
Fire up, Jake Edwards fans. What a move as Bettis. His teammate is trying to stay astern with him as well. Banks is up there. Hughesy, Mole, Lawford, Scott, Stonestreet, Burridge, and Warboys. So Warboys lost 2 spots in the bog start that he had, Sinker.
Yeah, he bogged it down a little bit. Yeah, he's finding it with Fitzpatrick at the moment, changing spots at the moment. He looks like they're side by side, having a go. He's got the inside line. It's a matter of will he be able to get the next corner through there. Oh, he's broken a little bit early. He's controlled the pace through the corner, stayed right beside him. He's done it well. Oh, they're still going. Oh, on the bottom screen, side by side. Oh, he's touched him. He's rotated him around. Warboys has spun. Fitzpatrick and him had a contact. Oh, no.
We'll show the replay at the end of lap 1.
We shall
see
do.
the remnants in the background, the dust that settles as Edwards leads them through in towards bomb hole with Gallen, Bettis, Hughes, Banks the top 5. Scott has now gotten past Lawford and Stonestreet. Burridge and Mole the top 10 as well. Edwards has had a great start to this race. It's been a horrid start for Warboys, who needed to maximise his runs this season after a horrid race back at Indianapolis.
Oh, that's when his internet destroyed him. After leading a race, I think he was like 7 seconds up the field when his internet disappeared on him. That was crazy. But unfortunate, mate, unfortunate. Is there credence in gritting late, like you mentioned earlier? I don't know. We're going to have to speak to one of the drivers at the end when we interview them. I think that's one of the questions we'll definitely ask. Remind me if I forget. But what a start. Look at this BMP, PR, BMP, PR. It's just, what a battle of two teams.
A phenomenal battle between both of them. As Edwards
Banksy all over the back of James Scott. Oh no, Banksy just lost 2 places.
Yeah, he's dropping. So
he's just lost 2. Yeah. He's maintained the car. He must have got caught a little bit off here. Yep, he's gone. Oh, he got squeezed. Oh, he's lucky he's still on track there. Opening lap, no further action so far. I'm not sure if that's the War Boys incident or not. We'll have to get race control to confirm that for me. But the times that Jake Edwards is setting is a 1:59.116. And he is 5/10 on that last lap on 6.86. Incident responsibility. Blake Fitzpatrick is going in for a drive-through for rotating War Boy.
That's the moment.
He just squeezed him just a little bit too much. Car 12 just called something in on lap 2. That's Billy Mole. Billy Mole is dropped all the way down. He's down 18 places. He's got tangled up with Brendan Levin, is it?
Yeah, I believe so.
077 in car 12. No further action. Tell you what, these boys are putting on a stellar show out there. If there's someone you're following, let us know. If we're not loud enough or the cars aren't loud enough, let us know. We're not talking enough, let us know. If we're talking too much, don't let us know.
say nothing.
James Scott's just pipped the fastest lap of 1:52.095.
He's got some proper pace. Scott, he's already up into P4 on the road at the moment. He's having to try and fight his way forward.
Has had an incident with someone, and the car has left the session, I think. So it's going to be an after-race investigation.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah. As the plot thickens, James Scott up 6 places, so it's the title fight. He's still got a few rounds to go, so it's not all rosy. But here we go, War Boys. Where is he at the moment? He is finding his way back. He's behind Russell Uren in 18th place. Biggest mover so far is Mitch Mueller. Excuse my hiccups, up 7 places. Nice and close there by Scott. He's all over the back of Husey here. We're talking at the moment, as you see him right there on camera, he is 0.16, so 1.5 tenths. Is he going to be able to get inside him on this corner, or is he going to get him on the right right hander?
Right tight hander. Oh,
right tight hander.
Both our brakes are going,
he's put the nose in. He's got him nice and clean.
Trying to cover.
Yep, Husey is a very, very clean driver, so he will not aggressively close that door. That car looks a little bit... Hang on. 660 in car 10, no further action.
Very interesting.
Yeah, he's done that with class, big time. And Husey has given that spot away with class, yeah. What attracted me to sim racing, the fact that I couldn't afford to buy a real car and race a real car. That's why I went out in sim racing. Dean and I were going to buy ourselves a little Mazda or something like that and take it out racing. But it's flawless. Like you're two days away from racing.
So
you got to repair it.
You think about what you got to buy, Singer, to go or to go sim racing. You just got to buy the tracks and the cars, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and
it's
you can race
no-brainer.
all over the world. Real racing, you got to buy tires, you got to buy fuel, you got to pay for repairs.
I watched an interview today with Max Verstappen, and he said that iRacing is 90% of what he feels on track and everything, apart from the G-forces, braking, accelerating, obviously left and right turning. He goes, everything else is just like what it feels like for him in the real car. And he that's what he said, 90% of it is what he feels out on track, and he races just as aggressively as he does in the real world on sim racing as well. And it's out there to be seen. Oh, look at James Scott go. He's putting some mega pressure on Gallen there, but Gallen's doing well to stay ahead of him.
He's doing well just to defend this spot over James Scott at the moment. He's trying to line it up down the inside. Big send from Scott over John Gallen. Gets the job done down in towards turn one.
This is Scott getting ready for the big battle on Sunday night. That's what it is, mate. Big battle.
It is indeed. He's pushing forward to try and get the most out of this car as best he can. He's got to try and get past Edwards, who's not necessarily going to make this easy, but it's going to be an intense fight between them, Sinker. This is going to be good.
Oh, it's very, very good. Very, very good. Jake is no slouch. We know that he can race a car. He races a lot of different cars. This is probably his weakest car out of all the cars he races. And he's no slouch at all. He knows how to defend. He knows how to cut the angles. He knows how to put his car in a position so that, look at that, he's covering the middle area. He's gone a bit wide. James Scott's got the pace. He's taken him on the inside. It's going to be a race down to the bridge.
Side by side down towards the left-hander. Scott with the outside line. Edwards with the inside. Can he do it round the outside? Inside in the next corner goes James Scott. Goes for the over-under from Edwards, but he doesn't quite have the run to get back past James Scott. Phenomenal driving from James Scott to get that lead, and now he is 11 minutes away from going 2 on the trot at Snetterton. But for Edwards, he just has to maintain and try and get P2 in this race to get a solid chunk of points from where he started.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, it's amazing how you what? SRW playing favourites again this season. Oh, that's Blake. Okay. Yeah, it's amazing how the virtual world can make such great bonds and some great friends. It's like we haven't met half the people that I speak to on a daily basis, or people that I see or that reach out to me, and we have awesome conversations like we've known each other for like years and years, and I can't wait to meet a lot of them. I've met a couple, but not all of them. Definitely nowhere near all of them.
You haven't met me yet, Sinker, to be fair.
No, I haven't. Well, the only ones that I have met is my brother, Wakefield, Daniel Clutterbuck came out and introduced himself to me. Daniel Schultz, the legendary Jamie Dyke. I think that's about it. Here we go. 45. Yep. Interest and responsibility for lap 5. So that's Jeremy Bush. That was that incident we saw earlier on.
Yeah, that was
when they were doing a beautiful. They were doing a beautiful tango through a few corners and then got caught. This James Scott has just made this race his own. He's just done a 1:51.727. He's already 2 seconds now off Jake Edwards. So right now, he's getting his car dialed in, what he wants to do, and get it ready for Sunday night against War Boys, against Rian, against these other lads that are up there as well. No, I haven't met you yet, Harry. Not yet. A majority of our drivers are from Victoria and New South Wales, followed by Queensland, South Australia, WA.
686 and car 12 will get an investigation post-race for what I believe was that's Billy Mole and I think Blake Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
As well.
Okay, I think Fitzpatrick is not decision. Travis Daly is on wets.
What?
Travis Daly is on wets.
Trav, I think you might be on the wrong tyres there, son. Just quietly.
I'm trying to be a polite Coleman. Yeah, that's a strange one. How's he going out there? Oh no, he's back in. He's off track. Oh, he's gone in the pits. Is he going to change his tyres?
Oh, you'd have to, surely. He's in. Yeah, Trav Daly's in. I'd be worried if he hadn't. John Gallen's now dropping some further positions in this race as well. He's now down 5 below Choice Stone Street. He's got Angus Lawford just in behind him as well as we hit the nearly 13-minute mark as well. As we rocket on.
Yes,
through.
mate. We've got some overseas drivers from Tassie. We've got some drivers out of England. We've got some drivers from the US. We had one driver out of, I think it was Japan, for one season.
Show who drives for Phoenix.
Yes. And that's it at the moment.
Yeah.
Daly's
sure.
Daly's called it a night by the look of it.
Yeah.
War Boys is on the bottom camera having a bit of fun trying to get back on some sort of points. Where is he on the track? He's in 13th. He's back behind Mitch Mueller. So he's trying to get some sort of points back into a good position. Angus Lawford hasn't really had much progress at all at the moment tonight. He's been sitting in 7th place. He's now... pretty much where he started. He is exactly where he started. And he's 2/10 on the back of John Gallant, so he's really putting the pressure on.
Yeah, Jamie Davis as well. He's up 5 in this race. Once Warboys gets past Muller, this is the next car that's in his line of sight. Then it'll be Crosby as well. So this is the next little battle pack up the road from them. They've got Stephen Banks about 3.5 seconds up from them. And then the big pack of cars, it's all together from Adam Hughes all the way back to Banksy, is all in a line of stern at the moment of Hughes, Edwards, Bettis, Stone Street, Gallen, Lawford, and then Burridge is at the back of that with Banks trying to chase them down.
Here comes Warboy's going to make another pass on Mitch Mueller. He's got it down to 2/10. He's taking the inside line, having a bit of a sniff, but he's thought better about it. These Blackout OPR boys are looking pretty special out there as well. 1, 2, 3. Stoney's waving the flag for WKMP. John Gallen is having a sensational night tonight. I mean, he's down 5, but he's in an awesome position. He's down 5 because it was reverse grid. That's a great run from John Gallen tonight, and his pace has been really good as well. So, good on him. He's had a bit of a rough trot this season.
This will really help John Gallen's confidence going forward, I think. Finishing inside of the top 10 for 2 races in a row, if he can.
Not just for tonight, but for Sunday night as well.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's really struggled to be up to pace in this car, and if he can finish inside the top 10 2 races in a row tonight, that's going to do a world of good for John Gallen's confidence. We know that he's been struggling with that ever since the release of this car. And, you know, just wanting to continuously get back in the top 10, get back in a championship winning position. That's what it's all about for John Gallen, and that's what he's hoping to get to achieve in this car, realistically, as anyone would. But it's so hard to when your mentality's gone.
The good thing, I guess the thing is, my expectations was for mid-level drivers to around round 5 to really start getting grips of the car and the way it's set up. I expected the top end boys like James Scott, War Boys, to be pretty much up there in the first few rounds, like round 1, 2, and 3, to be already grips with the cars. So now we're going to see, like Mazzaroli mentioned, you know, the grid is tighter in Split 2 now, a lot tighter. The boys that were lagging are finally starting to get a grip to the car, and it's compacting a little bit more. You're going to start seeing drivers like John Gallen get up the pointy end, Crosby, Muller, Douglas, maybe a bit of training. Levin, he's had a bit of an off night, but those sort of boys are really going to start getting up the pointy end now, or closer to the pointy end, I should say.
Oh, you'd hope so. You'd hope they get a little bit closer to that pointy end of things and really start to fight their way forward a bit more as well.
3 minutes left, so we've got about 2 laps to go. maybe third, depending on how they go across the front. Hope you guys are enjoying the sound of these V8s because they're spectacular.
Absolutely spectacular. I mean, they are roaring around this wonderful Snetterton circuit at the moment. James Scott has got a 6.3 second lead over Adam Hughes, who has got his two teammates, Jake Edwards and Ryan Bettis, a line of standing behind him. They've got Troy Stonestreet inside of the top 5, John Gallen under pressure from Angus Lawford, the defending Sandown 500 winner. The Project 36, Chris Burridge in behind Stephen Banks, Darren Crosby, your top 10 at the moment. Blake Warboys has finally gotten past Mitch Muller and now looks to chase down Jamie Davis, not too far up the road from him, as well as Crosby. So this battle looks to start to heat up very, very shortly here, Sinker, for P10 on the road.
Yeah, it's looking really good. It'd be interesting to see how the ladder is affected by some of these positions, like Warboys having an off night. He's nearly got it back to the top 10. He's chasing down Jamie Davis at the moment, so hopefully he'll have him soon. And then he's got Crosby in front of him, but Crosby after that is a big gap. There's 4 seconds back to Banksy. Banksy's had a pretty good night tonight too. After reverse top 10, he hasn't really changed many positions. Burridge has actually had a standing race tonight.
Yeah, Burridge has done pretty well for himself, aside from getting, I mean, arguably bullied out of the top 10. He's actually done relatively well for himself. He started P11. He's up inside the top 10 now into P8. And a solid run in the Mustang, which is good to see. You know, he's made his way up to the back of Angus Lawford. He's up 3. It's a great night on the road for him. And I think arguably, again, one of those silent achievers in this car, Sinker, is Chris Burridge. He knows he can make his way forward. He's only got one more lap to survive inside of the top 10, because James Scott has only got one more lap left on the race when he crosses the finish line.
There we go. Where's Barney? Taking a smoko.
Yeah, he must. The camera's not focusing at Barney. He's a little bit further up, I do believe.
Camera's not focusing at James. The cameraman is having a smoke. There he is. He's looking at a drift expression in the last few laps. That Chev does look pretty good, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I don't mind the colour combo. The colour combo is very good.
Yeah,
I do want to see this on a Mustang. I feel like it would look really, really cool on the Mustang.
Yeah.
I think Dylan Rudd runs a Mustang. I'm not 100% sure. Could be wrong, of course. We'll have to wait and see. If Dylan does come and race with us.
Oh, God, the bottom screen. Chase Douglas is having a cheeky little run at Brendan Levin. He's just missed his brake marker and nearly went up the rear end of him. And then behind him, he got Troy Dooley on the dries, chasing them down as well and having a bit of a run. It's never something different, isn't it? There's always battles everywhere in this series. It's unbelievable. The boys put on such an, I always say it, and I say it every night, and I will continue to say it, the drivers put on an amazing show.
They do, and they put on some fantastic racing for us. As I mean, you know, you can see the battle that's happening in the background of James Scott as he runs in towards Bumhole down for the end of the back straight. He's only got the long right-hander to go before he's a double race winner here this evening. It's been a good night for him, a good points gain over Blake Warboys, who looks to finish just inside of the top 10 at this stage. But for James Scott, it's a perfect night. He went pole in race 1, won the race, and now in race 2, he's going to go for the double here at Snetterton as he runs up towards the line to take victory in race 2 this evening. Adam Hughes will then look to lead the triple threat of Blackout OPR cars in behind of Edwards and Bettis onto the podium.
2, 3.
Stonestreet P5, Gallen P6, Lawford, Burridge, Banks, your top 9 as Warboys crosses the line, P10. So not too bad of a points loss to Scott in this race tonight as Crosby, Davis, Muller and Brandon Levin cross the line for the top 14. Dooley inside the 15. Douglas hits the wall on the last lap ahead of Russell Uren, Mitch Noble, Peter Pavlovic, Billy Mole, Greg Brooks, and then Jeremy Bush will nurse this car over the finish line. But for James Scott, it was an immense finish, and for him, it was a great race.
A few drivers with incidents that destroyed their races, but and others that took advantage of it. But outright. It was a pretty good race all the way through. The boys fighting up and down the field like crazy. Loving it.
Some absolutely wonderful racing, as we mentioned. As we wait for our podium finishers to join the green room here this evening, it was great racing across both splits this evening as well. Okay, thanks, Dodsy. Apparently all three run Chevs, so that's fine. We won't see that car on a Mustang then. So we'll wait for our podium finishers of Jake Edwards, Adam Hughes, and James Scott to join us in the green room. But we have to give a massive shout out to our title sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools, and the support they've been giving this series, Singer. It's grown so much over the last few years, and the racing has been absolutely epic, not just from the Sundays and the Tuesdays, but also the one-offs like the Sandown 500 and so much more. And the growth that has been happening for this series is absolutely immense. And I think eventually, maybe even by the end of 2025, you'll be in a position where there'll be 3 splits of races for Tuesday nights, and there's third split, might be a replay broadcast. It might not be. Who knows? But it's growing and growing further and further.
There's a lot of questions. I'm having conversations with admins weekly at the moment, and there's a lot of questions being raised of where we're going to go, how we're going to go, what we're going to do, and there's a few things that will pop up in the next few weeks. So keep your ears peeled. Keep an eye on Facebook. As Dean and I make some decisions, we'll let everyone in our team know, and then the greater public know. But I tell you what, as long as the boys and the interest is there, we'll keep doing what we do and do it as best as what we can do it. And the boys out on track will do the best thing. That drive like crazy, which they do.
So we're still waiting for our podium finishes. So we'll bring up our provisional race results for race 2 this evening, as this was how takes the win ahead of Adam Hughes, Jake Edwards, Ryan Bettis, Troy Stone Street for the top 5, John Gallen, Angus Lawford, Chris Burridge, Stephen Banks, Blake Warboys for the top 10. A good comeback from Warboys there too. One position below where he started this race after a horrid race start and an incident occurring with another driver out there as well. Darren Crosby, Jamie Davis will make up the top 12. Head of Mitch Muller, Brandon Levin, Troy Dooley for the top 15, Jace Douglas, Russell Uren, Mitch Noble, Peter Pavlovic, the top 19 cars on the road, with Billy Mole, Greg Brooks, Jeremy Bush, Trav Daly making up the last of the finishers. Daly was down 6 laps, so he did not actually cross the line in the end. Fitzpatrick, a non-finisher in this one. Rushworth, DeBono, Drage, Anderson, non-starters in this race as well.
Beautiful work. We've got the boys in the green room. Should we grab Hughesy and Edwards together?
Yeah, we will. We will.
I'll grab.
Fire up, Jake Edwards fans.
Oh.
He hasn't run out of fuel this week. He hasn't blown the engine this week. No. He's finished on the podium. But what's with finishing on the podium behind Adam Hughes, Jake? This is not right. It's not right.
Well, I've blown more engines than Hughesy, so makes sense for me to let him go in front. So yeah.
Look, both of you, this is probably your least favourite car out of all the cars you drive. Would I be right in saying that?
Yes. Yeah.
Hughesy?
Yeah.
Because you're both weapons in the GT3s, no matter what car you put them in the LMPs as well. And you guys, for you guys to be on the podium in these cars is pretty awesome. It's not a natural car for you guys to drive. No ABS, no traction control. It's probably as loose as buggery. I know Hughesy loves a loose rear end in his cars as well. And but how do you guys acclimatizing to it? What are you doing? Getting out on track, or is it just natural for you guys?
I'll let you go, Hughesy. Oh, you were thrown under the bus. Yeah, I don't know. I think we just do 15, 20 laps, or just do the old faithful grid and go, Doc, and pray for the best. And we just use quali or whatever as practice. So, it's usually just G3. So we're advocates or huge advocates of the TCS and ABS. Big advocates of it.
Big advocates of it. Well, I tell you what, put on a stellar race there. Ryan Bettis was chomping in a bit behind you guys as well. So we had at the start of the race, we had the PER boys and yourselves leading the race out there, which looked spectacular on stream. And then for you two to both come home without blowing up an engine, without getting a penalty, without getting off track, spectacular work, boys.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Who? Anything you want to ask him, Hamish, before we boot them out?
Where's Barb's been? We haven't seen the foot cam for so long. And secondly, where's Freo as well?
Well, Freo does Sundays now, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes. That's why he's on here on a Tuesday. He just does a Sunday spec.
Yep. And Barb's, I think Barb's just busy with work at the moment.
Yeah, I think work's just taken over for him, unfortunately. So he's not really had time to get back on the sim and do any laps, whether it be for the supercar or for a GT3 car or anything.
Are we going to see one of the boss men back on track soon, Mr. Milk Carton?
Poor. If you maybe
too late
move
for him.
Yeah, it's. I think it's like 11:30, 11 o'clock for him right now, or even closer to
it'd be
12.
midnight.
Oh yeah, it'd be too fast for split one. For split two, I mean, early run.
Yeah. So he won't be showing up, unfortunately.
That's all good, mate. Well, who gets the Blackout OPR team out there and supports you boys in all your efforts?
Jakey, you want to do the honours?
Oh yeah, cheers, mate. So we got simrigs.com, Palmerston Bakery, Distraction Sim Supply, Shunt Scenery, DSM Painting and Decorating, and Blackout Electrical Solutions. Shout out to those boys.
Excellent.
Shout out to Ryan for holding everyone back for us to get the double podium.
And also shout out to Robbie Gibbs from ERT for a bit of a chop out with the supercar this week as well. Big shout out to them boys and to Robbie.
Excellent, mate. Excellent, lads. Well, legends as always. Good to have you guys on board racing every week, and it's good to see you guys are having fun by the sounds of it. Get out of here, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Hear it.
All right, cheers, mate.
Cheers, lads.
Next up, we have our race winner lined up for a chat with us, that being James Scott, who goes perfect on the night to take 2 wins from 2 here at Snetterton. James, congratulations. P1 on the road in the heat, P1 on the road in the feature as well. Congratulations. Maximum points coming your way. And a nice little points gain over Blake Warboys as well. How does it feel to get that one done?
Yeah, that was good. I finally got my starts figured out, which went a long way to helping tonight. I had a glitch or something going on with one of the bite point things in iRacing that's built in. So if anyone's trying to use that and they're having dramas, suggest trying to turn that off.
There you go. It's probably what Warboys. He bogged it down in the feature as well a little bit. And I think you lost 2, if I'm wrong, Hamish, you lost 2 spots on the start.
Yeah, he did, and then he got spun around, which cost him even more. Yeah,
and that put him in the danger zone. And then he got rotated around. But some great battling out there. I tell you what, these Blackout OPR boys weren't an easy pass, were they?
No, they weren't. No, they're always good fun to race. It's good to see that team getting a few more drivers out there. And yeah, no, they're always good fun to race each and every week. That's for sure.
The livery's looking really good, mate.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's finally good to get it on the car and show it off a little bit. Obviously, ran it in the race on the weekend and here again tonight. So, no, good to get the livery on, representing the great sponsors that we have this year. And yeah, hopefully put on a few more good showings like tonight.
Excellent, mate. Well, you've done it. You had a killer race. I think Warboys was probably one of his less impressive races as far as impact that he had. He was doing well chasing you down at one point, but unfortunately contact blew him out. He's had a bit of bad luck of late. So your battles on a Tuesday night have been up with the rest of the lads, but like in Hamish, same as Split 2, a lot of new names in the top 5. A lot of new names. It seems to be that some of the guys that were near the middle are starting to get used to the car and they're starting to push up the pointy end. And it's costing some of the guys that are regularly up there positions. So hopefully it stays clean as they get up there. But it looks like everyone else is sort of catching up a little bit. Are you finding that out in other series as well, or just ours?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I can't remember if it was in this series or not. Maybe it was on the Sunday night one that in one of the first rounds in one of my interviews, I thought that there was going to be a few of these guys that, once they sort of got their head around how to drive this car, especially, it's quite a unique car to drive and get the pace out of. compared to the old car. So I think we're starting to see that come to fruition a bit. But yeah, no, it's good to see a few new names up there. You know, you've always got the regulars that will be there or thereabouts, but the more names we get up there just makes the racing all that bit more exciting. So
It does, and it's as long as we're all having fun. That's the main thing out there. Which makes me come to work every day. Listen, mate, it's awesome to see the new car. It's awesome to see you in the new team. How's that all settling in? Have you guys put in the plan of what Big Chief are going to be doing? What you're going to be competing in, or how's it going? Just having a bit of fun and settle in and just compete for titles as you go.
Yeah, obviously, it's great to have such a well-known brand. Maybe not so much, or definitely not so much in the sim racing world, but in other forms of esports around Australia, they're quite well known, and on the international stage as well. So awesome to be able to represent a brand like that. But yeah, in terms of what the three of us are looking to do at the moment, obviously myself and hopefully some of the other guys can participate in this series, which is great. A bit of setup testing tonight. I have to go look at the data, to be honest. I don't really know what was better in the two races, which is good considering we both had really good pace. We had really good pace in both of the races. So
yeah,
obviously got the car in a good window there. But obviously the V8 Scop series as well, which myself and Dylan run on the weekend, and the Logitech series coming up. So that's probably that's a fair bit of racing between all three of those. So
100%.
busy, but who knows, the special events and all that type of stuff that come up. Hopefully put in a good showing with those if we're looking to do those.
Well, it's good to hear, mate. Well, who gets now that you've got new sponsors, who gets you out on track and supports the new Big Chief team?
Yeah, obviously thanks to Aussie Broadband. Great to have those guys on board. Along with Westfield and Logitech G, all three of those being such prominent names in the commercial state within Australia. So great to be able to represent those guys, and couldn't do without them. Thanks to all the guys behind the scenes, Dylan, Griffin, obviously all the work we're putting in, along with the boys at Eclipse. It's awesome to be able to partner up with those guys and share some knowledge between us. So really good guys there, and all the admin, the Chiefs putting in the hard work, getting all this put together. Can't appreciate all that work enough. And obviously you guys for the broadcast and the league admin people as well. It's really love what you guys do. So keep it up.
Excellent, mate. Well, maybe you can twist Ruddy and Gardner's wrists and tell them to come out on a Sunday night next season and have a bit of a spin with you. But mate, it's good to have you on board. I'll see you on Sunday night for back end of this with some more fast boys. So good luck. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Beautiful. See you then.
Take care, mate.
Well, Sinker, that'll bring an end to our show this evening, of course. Big week of racing to come up for SRW across all three of our upcoming series, actually, because we're off our bye week now. We're back onto our regular schedule for SRW. Of course, tomorrow night in the MOZA Racing Super Formula Championship, we're out at Barber for round 6 of the season for another sprint round. Our next normal round for that series is actually the final round in a couple of weeks' time, so we've got sprints all the way towards the end. So Barber for the Super Formula Championship this week, as well as Alton Park International Circuit for the Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals. That's going to be absolutely massive. Friday for the Pro 2 Light Dirt Road Challenge. If you guys are interested in coming along and having a crack just for a fun free night of racing, we'll be at Tsukuba Circuit for the 2000 short layout.
Yeah, I'll be missing Friday night, unfortunately.
Well, I may well be as well. My dad's recently updated his monitors on the rig, so I don't know if I'll be racing or not. And then Sunday for round 5 of the Warren Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship, we'll be out at the Red Bull Ring for a normal round. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. The bell icon as well, so you're notified whenever we go racing here on SRW TV. Big shout out has to go to all our series sponsors, of course, Sinker, Warren Brown Tools for their support of the Tuesday night V8 Supercars Series, Sunday night V8 Supercars Championship, as well to MOZA Racing for their support of the MOZA Racing Super Formula Championship on Wednesday nights, to Shannon's Insurance for their support of the Thursday night Toyota GR86 Nationals. So other series sponsors too, Shunt Scenery, Grim Industries, home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be found on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia, and to Phoenix Driver Development for coming on board this season. helping support the series. If you guys are interested in getting some personal training or some setups as well, message PDD on Facebook or hit up Laz or Rehan Leonage on Discord, and they'll be sure to help you guys out in figuring out a time and a place that they can do it for you. But I'm Hamish Munro, joined by Steve Sinkovic alongside it once again. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here with us once again for round 6 of season 1 of 2025 of the Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars series out at Snetterton Racing Circuit. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you being here with us once again. And until next time, we'll see you guys tomorrow night for MOZA Racing Super Formula Championship action. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mostert and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to snip on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble